Shri Raksha, good evening, bachcho. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Fatapat. Come on, all of you, tell me. Are we live? All okay? Everything okay? Video, audio? Arya? Abhijit? Please share the video with all the friends. Come on, come quickly. Please share the link in our groups. Kamte. The NDM group was there. Here, are we live or no? Trisha classes? Tell me, Shri Raksha. I can't see the comments actually. Second, no? Yeah. You guys also online, guys. Trisha students, bachcho, please share the link in your channels. Come on, quickly, fatafat, bachcho. Come on. Everybody comment, please. Kindly comment quickly in the live chat, so at least I'll know how many of you are there. Vaishnavi Shetty, good evening. Tanusha Shetty, Shreya, Sri Raksha. Here, who else is there? Arya, Abhijit. Fatapat bachcho, who all is here on my channel? Comment bachcho, fatapat comment karo. हाँ करो यहाँ काम क्या? I think we had two groups. First was the main one, and the other one we had our group also, NDM. है ना? Bharat beta, good evening. I hope you're doing good. चालू करें बच्चों, GCA. Samita Shetty, good evening. Anisha beta, good evening. चलो वीडियो को लाइक करो सब लोग फटाफट. कम ऑन. वेलकम टू द लास्ट सेशन एवरीबॉडी. कम ऑन. चालू करें हम लोग आगे. एवरीबॉडी. सिद्धेश, गुड इवनिंग. जिम्बा गुड इवनिंग. या. So let's start, bachcho. Let's start. Let's go. Okay. Let's start. So let us bachcho finish what your General Clauses Act and Interpretation of Statutes. Shikha Jogi, good evening. Again, what I said, whatever might be very much important, most important, that I will tell you, and we have to buy that or understand that properly. Okay. ठीक है बच्चों, आगे बढ़े हम लोग. GCA. Come on, फटाफट बच्चों. I hope you have the textbooks with you. ICS study material, if at all you have, you're using that, then best. So you can highlight with me whatever I tell you to highlight. Okay, बच्चों. चलेगा? Ready? See, because you have MCQs, you never know what kind of questions can be asked. So it is very much possible that ICI बच्चों can ask MCQs on any small things, है ना? So we have to be ready from all the point of view, है ना? चलो वीडियो को लाइक कर दो बच्चों फटाफट. Like the video, come on all of you. Come on. Trisha students. Yeah. So it was enacted on 11th March 1897. I'm talking of GCA, General Clauses Act. What was the purpose of this act? So that it gives you can say uniform rules and regulation, a standard rules and regulation which can be applicable on all the acts, okay, of India. Mainly which acts? But central acts, okay, those acts which are passed by union government. Yes, still here? So GCA contains definition of certain terms and general principles of interpretation. Okay, so it is an act for remaining act. So it is an act giving all the rules and regulations how to read other acts, or it is a rules and regulation given at one place on how to read remaining all the acts in India. Clear? Chalo. So it contains definition of certain terms and general principles of interpretation. Now, what is the importance about definitions here? So all the acts, let us say GST, income tax, or companies that we are learning, hai? I mean, we have so many acts obviously to refer, not just our 3 acts, but there are so many acts in India. And if at all there is a dispute in that act regarding a particular word, the meaning of that word, first of all, you will try to understand, or you can say locate it, or get the meaning out of it from which act. In that act itself, okay, you will try to find out or figure out the meaning of that word from that act itself. How? If it is provided in section 2, 3, etc., or the definitions of that act. That means, let us say there is a confusion with the word, there is let us say confusion with a particular word in Companies Act. So where we are going to look at the meaning of that word in Companies Act itself, section 2, definitions. But if that word is not defined in Companies Act, then who should you give priority? Then who should you give priority? GCA, General Clauses Act. And if that word is defined in GCA, then definitely you will give not preference, but you will then use the meaning or take the meaning what is given in GCA. Okay. So again, I'm repeating one more time. If the meaning is given in the act, then obviously use that only. That has the top priority. If the meaning of the word is not given in the act, then much you have to look at what GCA, General Clause Act. If it is defined in GCA, then much we use GCA only. Is it? I hope this is clear. However, if the word is not defined in the specific act, also not in GCA, then much we go outside some other sources, some maybe court judgments or you can say dictionary meanings. समझा क्या बच्चों? All of you okay लिया? बढ़े आगे चलो. GCA also comes into rescue. Okay, pay attention. In absence of clear definition. In absence of clear definition in specific law. Enactment means what, bachcho? Act or law. Clear? So in a particular act, the words meaning is not given. Then bachcho we use GCA. Okay? Aja. Again, bachcho, see, this is again point of view from this chapter is what? Something you're learning for the first time or you're doing revision. Right now, bachcho, we are doing revision. So I'm not going into the history and all of this act. Okay, bachcho? Ready? See, what else is important from the purpose of this chapter? What is the purpose? Object, purpose, and importance of GCA to shorten the language of central acts. Now, central acts means what? All those acts which are approved by union government, central government. Yes, Celia? Union of India. How it is possible to shorten the language? Because it is like one master guide. Do you understand master guide? That means it is you can say master book. It is going to help you to understand remaining books. So the point is in each and every act, but you will not repeat things. In each and every act, you will not repeat things. You will put all those master guidelines at one single place. Okay, so that work is done by GCA. It is a collection of all the master points, master guide, all the guidance points given at one place. So they are not repeated in each and every act again and again and again. Samjha? So that is how much the language of the central acts will be shortened or reduced. Then, to provide as far as possible for uniformity of expression means you can say meaning in central acts by giving definitions of a series of terms in common use. Whatever words which we use regularly, their meaning but you've given in GCA. So what happens is those other acts, it means whatever other acts you can think in India. Your partnership act, we have seen contract act, SOGA, sale of goods act, LLP ads, companies act, GST, income tax, any other act, FEMA you have right now, LLP is done, FEMA act and everything, etc. But clear? All the acts which can be there in India, if they're using certain terms, it is good that it is defined in GCA itself. Because first of all, then there is no repetition or definition. Then again, the common or uniform meaning will always be given in all the different acts. Samjha? Bade aage. Then it clear cut gives certain convenient rules for construction, which means interpretation and interpretation of central acts. Okay. But again, okay, we will see here we are mainly focusing on central acts. So GCA 1897 is mainly applicable on who? Central acts only. Okay. आगे बढ़े हम लोग. Check. The purpose of GCA is to give at one single place, is to place in one single law, one single act, different provisions regarding interpretation of words and legal principles, which would otherwise have been specified separately. The point is, it would have been repeated again and again and again in separate acts if it was not given in one single act. Okay, so we are here, but we are saving the time and place also in the act. Okay, everybody. Patil, good evening. Ajo. Here, please, you have to highlight bold italics. I think I had given in notebook also some of you when we were doing GCA. Okay. I think I had given in notebook. I don't know it is there or no. No, I had not taught other laws to DB batch. So please pay attention. In your notebook also somewhere. So please, do I have it here? In your notebook, make a note. But in your notebook, make a note about what are your notebook? What is immovable property and what is not immovable property. Okay, bachcho, I'll just check quickly if at all I have here. GCA na? Yes, bachcho, please check this. Immovable and movable. Okay, check here. Right to catch fish is bachcho immovable property. Okay, bachcho, that means if at all you can say tender is given. Okay, generally government gives tender that in a particular locality, in a particular lake or a pond or in the backwaters of a dam, somebody can do the fishing. That right of fishing or catching the fish is an immovable property. Clearly, all of you. The right to catch as well as carry. That means you can transportation of fish. But you can in a particular area you can carry and you can say transport the fish also. That right is also called as or will be treated as what? Immovable property. All of you okay clear? समझा क्या सभी को? बोलो फटाफट. Everybody okay clear? अरे बोलो हाँ. ठीक है? चलो. Then immovable property, which one again? Example, trees. Trees are immovable property, no doubt about it. But if you remember, if it is agreed to severed under the contract, then it becomes parts of movable property or movable goods and it will go under SOGA. So trees normally as it is are what? Immovable property. Okay? Chalo. And what are movable property, बच्चों? Examples, debt, shares and let study, बच्चों. See, these examples are given in study material. That's why I'm very, very sincere or serious about it. समझेगा बच्चों? आगे बढ़े हम लोग. आ जाओ. आ जाओ. Okay, please write on somewhere. It is right to catch fish. Okay, as well as बच्चों right to carry fish. Are what बच्चों? Both immovable property. ठीक है? Right to catch or carry fish. It is बच्चों what? किधर गया? Court has given the meaning right to catch or carry fish as immovable property. Please highlight this. Okay, everybody? I'm going to come to the meaning etc. later on. So don't worry about this example too. समझा? आगे आगे बढ़े हम लोग बच्चों. But just keep that in mind. Right to catch or carry fish is what बच्चों immovable property. ठीक है? आ जाओ. Application of General Clause Act. It doesn't have बच्चों any territorial extent. Does not define बच्चों any territorial extent. Territorial means what? Till a particular territory. जैसे कि Indian contract is applicable to whole of India. So the territory is given na, or companies and बच्चों is given to for what? Applicable to whole of India for all the companies incorporated in India, etc. etc. है कि नहीं बच्चों? So here the territory means geographical area. That is not applicable in the law of GCA. GCA itself doesn't have any territorial, बच्चों, you can say nexus or territorial applicability. GCA is applicable on other acts. GCA बच्चों is applicable on other acts. So it is, you can say, coextensive with the other acts. If the one of the central acts, I'm just giving you an example. If one of the central acts is applicable only for North India, if one of the central acts passed by passed by union government, if one of the central acts passed by union government is applicable only for, let us say, northern states, then GCA for that act will also be applicable over there only, northern states only. So GCA itself doesn't have any area or geography till where it can cover. Okay, clear? So check. Its application is primarily with reference to all central legislation. Please highlight this. It can be asked in MCQ. Okay? हुआ क्या? आगे बढ़े हम लोग. Then, okay, everybody, is it okay? Please keep in mind, GCA is applicable on what? Central acts. हुआ बच्चों, all of you okay clear? ठीक है? बढ़े आगे. Article 367. Highlight this again. Of the Constitution authorizes use of GCA for interpretation of Constitution. Very much one of the big powers given to GCA. That means to understand Constitution or to interpret Constitutions, the methods, principles which are given in GCA will be used or can be used. That is given out बच्चों. Article 367. Okay? All of you okay clear? बढ़े आगे. बोलो फटाफट. चलो. In many countries, see, बाकी remaining time pass is again lots of time pass are also given over here. Okay? For the purpose of just extending the things. Ready? Chalo. In many countries, legislation similar to General Clause Act are also called interpretation acts. Okay, everybody? Interpretation acts का मतलब क्या हो गया? Means what बच्चों? An act to help interpret other acts. That's why GCA is also called as interpretation acts in other countries. Okay? And other country means not our GCA. Every country is going to have their own interpretation act. So it is also GCA, something similar to GCA. So it is called as interpretation act in their own respective countries. समझा क्या? आगे बढ़े? चलो. Section 3 of GCA applies to बच्चों what? Deals with definitional clause. It applies to GCA itself as well as all to central acts. That is all okay time pass. चलो आगे बढ़ते हम लोग. Important, very important. Please ध्यान देना भी. Very important. Some basic understanding of legislation. If at all you notice, but there is lots of repetition between GCA and interpretation of statutes. Yes, today we are going to cover both of them. Okay, बच्चों? तो ध्यान देना. So now please understand, बच्चों. What is preamble? You have to remember the word SOP. What बच्चों? You remember the word SOP. You have to by heart this. Whenever preamble comes to your mind, what do you say? SOP. What is SOP? Scope, object, purpose. Okay? Scope, till where it is applicable. Object. Okay? What is the objective of this entire act? And purpose. Why had you got it? Why had you made it? Okay, everybody? Scope, object, and purpose. Okay, everybody? Please by heart this. It is the main source for understanding the intention. This word I had told you also, my students, Pune students, this word intention will be repeated 1,000 times in the book, especially in the GCA as well as interpretation. Yes, Celia, everybody? बड़े आ गए हम लोग? All of you, ठीक है? With me, na everybody? So, preamble is a big source, an important source to understand the intention of the lawmakers. What was the purpose behind bringing this act or a particular section in the act? Who was going to help you with that? Your preamble. ठीक है? आ जाओ. Whenever there is ambiguity, what do you mean by ambiguity? Confusion in understanding any provision of, or any section of the act. Preamble is accepted as an aid. Aid means what, bachcho? Help. Aid means what, bachcho? Help. To the construction means what, bachcho? Understanding or interpretation of the act. हाँ या ना? Everybody, tell me, can we use preamble or no to understand the acts? फटाफट बोलो, सब लोग बोलो, फटाफट बोलो. Comment, follow Shika, Patel, Anisha, Arya, Abhijit. Can we use preamble or not to understand or interpret the act? बोलो फटाफट. श्रेया, तनुश्री, Trisha, Bharat, Samita, Other Sanmita, Zimba, Siddesh. कमेंट बच्चों फटाफट. कमान जल्दी. Kirti, good evening, beta. Good बच्चों, right? The answer is yes. We can use it and we are allowed to use it. Okay, that's what the chapter which we are going to do next, interpretation. We are going to understand the same thing only, that we are allowed. Okay, आगे बढ़े हम लोग. आगे. The preamble of a statute. First of all, I hope you are aware where is the preamble. The first word in the act is always preamble. Or the first sentence or first line in the act is always preamble. It is like an introduction of the preamble. It is like an introduction of the act. Okay. So the preamble of a statute is a part of the act and can legitimately, that means what, legally used for understanding it. Please understand again, however, preamble does not override plain provisions of the act. That means if there is confusion between a particular section and the preamble, section is trying to say something else and the preamble is saying something else. Okay, everybody? But it is very much clear-cut given whatever is the meaning in the section. That means reading the section, there is no doubt or there can arise no dispute. Reading the section, okay, then you cannot say preamble overrides the section. Impossible. Okay, preamble is only for guidance points, guidelines. Okay, it is only to guidance. However, section if it is very much clear, then you have to give it priority. Samjha? So when will you go to preamble? Only if the section is not giving you clear cut meaning. All of you okay clear? बोलो फटाफट. ठीक है ना? आगे बढ़ो मैं. In short, please by this table, because this is your main answer. This is what is given to the paper checker. Okay, what is preamble? Check. In short, preamble to an act discloses the primary intention. I told you those which word intention will be repeated many times in the syllabus. Primary means again first most important intention of the legislature. What is legislature, बच्चों? Law making body. बराबर है? But it gives you the primary intention of the lawmakers, but can only be brought as an aid to construction if the language of the statute is not clear. It cannot override the provision of the act or section. And that means section. Please, these three things are very, very important. SOP, scope, object, purpose. It can be used as aid to construction, or construction means what? Understanding or interpretation, but it cannot override plain provisions. Or plain means what? Clear cut things given in the act. हो गया? आगे बढ़ूं मैं? चलो. Bill is what a draft. I hope this is very much clear to you. Bill is a draft of the law, and once it is approved by the president, it becomes what? Act. है ना बच्चों? Becomes an act. ठीक है? आगे बढ़े हम लोग. Definitions. Every act contains definitions part for the purpose of that particular act. बराबर है कि नहीं? Like companies and बच्चों is going to have definition of company or share or security stake is also okay. Depository, directors, subsidiary company. All these words are defined in the company act or no? Yes. Why? Okay, for the purpose of that particular act. And that definition part are usually mentioned generally in section 2. Okay, but in some other sections, other acts, it can be mentioned in section 3 also. Hence, definitions are defined in the act itself. The object of the definition clause is to avoid the necessity of frequent repetition. That means, if at all you are using the word, let us say subsidiary company, you know, at many places in the Companies Act. So every time you use the word subsidiary company, you need not define it again and again and again. So only once in the definition part, it is defined, it reduces the number of pages or reduces the repetition from the at itself. So it is defined at one place in the at itself. Hua? Another thing. However, there may be some words which are not defined in definitions of the any of that particular at. If at all you want to learn, understand meaning of the word immovable property. Again, I'm repeating. But if at all you want to learn meaning of the word immovable property, but from company's act point of view, there is some dispute of a company that the company has purchased or sold some immovable property. And regarding that dispute, immovable property, the word is not defined in the company's act. So who or whose help will you take? Because the word is not defined in the company's act, you'll take help of GCA, General Clauses Act. So if there may be words which are not defined in the definitions of the act, the meaning of such words may be taken from GCA. All of you okay? समझे सभी को? All of you okay ना? All of you with me बच्चों? बढ़े आगे? चलो हाँ. Alright, चलो. Means and or includes every अभी मैसेज लिंक डाल दिया ना ग्रुप में लिंक. ओके थैंक यू आर्य. हाँ. Alright. Means and or includes. Okay बच्चों, means and or includes. Every definition starts with the word means or includes, and sometimes it uses the word, it uses both of them, means as well as includes. Clear? All of you okay? Now which one is a shorter, you can say narrower definition? Which one is a narrower one? Means or includes? All of you whatever tell me. Which one has a narrower short understanding? Means or includes? Everyone type quickly बच्चों. Come on. सब लोग type करो. भाविक. Come on. भरत, भाविक, श्री रक्षा, सिद्धेश, कीर्ति. Yes, Anisha. Yes, Maria. Correct. Yes, Ashant. Yes, Samita. Correct. है ना? The word means has a very limited or a narrow definition or meaning. याद रहेगा? Very good. Yes, बच्चों. I hope this is clear to you. चलेगा? हाँ. So you can say exclusive means limited definition बच्चों will be given when we use the word means. We don't want to extend. We don't want to extend the meaning of this word. Yeah, in that case, we use the word means. But if at all you want to extend the meaning, you want to keep a wider meaning, then we use the word includes. ये याद रहेगा everybody? Inclusive definition, है ना? Ready? चलो आ जाओ. Some definitions use the word means. Such definitions are, please underline the word exhaustive. Means मतलब क्या exhaustive? What do you mean by exhaustive? Limited, खत्म, over. अरे हाँ है ना? So the word means is going to have very limited meaning. Limited itself means what? Gone. It is very limited meaning. You can't keep on extending it. Okay? Chalo. Example, what company means, director means, है ना? However, there are certain words, what they use the word includes. They do not define the word, but are inclusive in nature. You know, they're heartwarming, and you can say very happy persons. समझा? Where the word is defined to include such and such. It is what? Extensive. Please underline this word. Means what? Exhaustive. And which includes means what? Extensive, larger, wider. The word defined is not restricted to the meaning given to it, but has extensive meaning, which also includes the meaning assigned to it in the definition section. Okay, everybody? हुआ क्या? Let me look at the meaning of the word dividend in Companies Act. We had covered that couple of 2-3 days back. Meaning of the word, which word? Companies Act. Which word? Dividend. Tell me, if you remember, do you remember? Tell me, everybody. What was that? Tell me whatever. Dividend what? Includes interim dividend. That means that is the reason it is a little bit extensive or wider meaning. हुआ बच्चों all of you? बढ़ा के हम लोग आ जाओ. All okay? Online. Debenture includes. Now you can't exactly pinpoint and say this is debenture. Okay, everybody? So whatever also looks like or has the properties or characteristics of debentures will also be taken as debentures. For example, debt, any kind of debt instrument. Any kind of debt instrument, but you will call it as what? Debenture. Even if it is actually practically called in with any other word. If the characteristics is of a debt instrument, well, what you call it as what? Debenture. So debenture includes, clear? Body corporate includes. We want to give a very wide definition. As long as our intention or purpose is satisfied, then we'll say yes, you are included with us. You are part of us. समझा? आगे बढ़े हम लोग? चलो. And but there are some of them. Please understand. Means and includes. Okay, some words or some definition. But please write down this. Also use the word which one means and includes. Example, I think share. Share means a share in the share capital of the company and includes stock. A share is a share means a share in the share capital of the company and includes stock. So it uses both. बच्चों अरे हाँ है ना. Please underline and write over there. Means and includes such and such. Here again the definition would be exhaustive. Exhaustive means what? Restrictive means what? Limited. That means when you use both the words, means and includes. When you use both the words, means and includes, to whom much will you give priority? When you have both of them here, means also as well as includes also. To whom will you give the priority? Means or includes? M or I? फटाफट बच्चों, M or I? Quickly बच्चों everybody. Comment करो सब लोग बच्चों फटाफट everybody comment quickly. If the definition uses the word both the words, these can be expected questions. These are बच्चों at times expected questions. समझ रहे हो? Important है ये. Everybody फटाफट come on. If the definition uses the word both, means and includes, number two, to whom will you give the priority? Means or includes? Yes. You will give definition, you will give priority to whom? M. That is means. That is what? Exhaustive or restrictive. Please keep small things in mind. So that is again a confusing question when it uses both the words. समझा क्या? Oh ना like go. ठीक है ना सब लोग? बढ़िया? बढ़िया आगे? Then another word to apply and to include. To apply and to include, okay? The definition bachcho is understood as extensive. Means what? Means or includes. Extensive means what? Wider. है ना? So here bachcho, to whom bachcho will give the priority? Which word? Includes. They are small things bachcho. Very small things. समझा क्या? All of you okay? अरे बोलो हाँ. All right. बढ़े आगे हम लोग. आ जाओ. Shall and may. Okay, we shall overcome, है ना? Or we may overcome, we don't know. Okay, so check बच्चों, what is the meaning? When we use the word shall, it is बच्चों talks about what? Compulsory or optional? What do you think? When we use the word bachcho, shall means what? Compulsory or optional? It means what? Compulsory. Imperative. Okay, then I think other word also use what bachcho? Imperative. Check here. Mandatory, compulsory, mandatory or imperative. Liable. That means you have to do it. May means what? I may have a class at 8 a.m. or I may have a class at 9 p.m. I shall have a class at 8 p.m. 8 a.m. means what bachcho? These are different understandings. So shall means what? Compulsory. May means what bachcho? Optional. Is it okay? Huh. Clear till here? Clear till here, everybody? So whenever a duty needs to be put, duty on a, let us say, any officer in the act, you can say GST of proper officer or income tax assessing officer or any other authority in any of the act. You can say ROC in companies act. So the act may use the word shall. है ना? ROC shall do this, ROC shall do that, or so and so. Yes, tell everybody. बढ़े आगे? The word shall is used to raise, pay attention now, a presumption of something which is mandatory or imperative. While the word may is used but to give something meaning which is not mandatory. May means what? Not mandatory, but only directory or enabling. Just to give, you can say, instructions or to enable a certain things. Okay, everybody? हुआ क्या? However, at times, now your head might explode. However, at times, the word shall may be used as may and may be used as shall. Okay, look at the example. In Section 3 of Companies Act, a company may be formed for any lawful purpose. Here, look at the common sense, Here, can we take the meaning of the word may as optional? No, no. Because you have to open a company only for a legal purpose only. You can't open a company for illegal purpose. Common sense. So that depends on case to case, that you can use the meaning of the word may as shall and shall as may. ठीक है, ज्यादा लोड मत लो इसको, डोंट टेक टू मच ऑफ टेंशन ऑन दीज थिंग्स, बट जस्ट नोट दैट शाल इज कंपल्सरी, मे मीन्स ऑप्शनल. चलेगा. मे बच्चों ऑल्सो you can underline this word for may. Only directory in nature means directions, or you can say helping, okay, or enabling to allow something. समझा. चलो, सेम थिंग. शाल मीन बच्चों ऑब्लिगेशन, मीन्स ड्यूटी, है ना. एंड मे बच्चों, मे मतलब बच्चों क्या, discretionary power. At times you have in section 10A, I think you have also in section 12 of Companies Act. That means if the ROC is satisfied, he has reasonable cause to believe that the business is not carried on or carried out, the ROC may, okay बच्चों, cause a verification of office possible. Or if assessing officer thinks it is required, then बच्चों he may also, even the assessing officer may, और बच्चों, cause a verification. समझा क्या बच्चों? ऑल ऑफ यू ओके क्लियर? अरे बोलो हाँ. बढ़े आगे हम लोग, एवरीबॉडी, ऑल ऑफ यू ओके? बढ़े आगे. ऑलराइट. प्रिलिमिनरी बच्चों किसका पार्ट ना, जीसीए. ओके, शॉर्ट टाइम पास. ओके, definitions given in बच्चों what, GCA. So it has a big list of big list of definitions given in GCA, and some of them are asked in MCQs, some of them are बच्चों at times बच्चों asked in direct question also, direct questions. Okay, सृजन बेटा गुड इवनिंग. हाँ, चलेगा ना, आगे बढ़े हम लोग. ऑल ऑफ यू ओके? चलो. So section 3 for GCA बच्चों gives a big, you can say, list of definitions. Okay, चलो. Whatever I think is important, I have covered that and I have already highlighted. So let's revise that. Act used with reference to an offense. Okay, with reference to an offense or a civil wrong. Now, bachcho, this act doesn't mean any Companies Act or Income Tax Act or a statute. This act, bachcho, means action or conduct or doing something or not doing something. There can be offense or a crime for doing something, like for example theft, robbery, murder. Or bachcho, there can be also an offense for not doing something like dishonor of check. You have not made the payment. Bachcho? Or you have not given food, clothing, shelter to your dependent persons, है ना? Or you have not taken your children, etc., to hospital when it was required. So to do something or not to do something, it can be an offense. Okay, this is not talking of, we are not talking about a statute. Okay, so act used with reference to offense or civil wrong shall include a series of acts and words which refer to acts done extend to illegal, and also extends to what, illegal omissions. Okay, so offense can be बच्चों of two types, commission or omission, means doing something or not doing something. चलेगा, याद रहेगा बच्चों, है ना, है कि नहीं? Look at the examples. A series of acts, example, namely giving the blows given in beating, dhar dhar dhar, dishum dishum बच्चों मारना, that is doing something, that is commission, that is offense. And बच्चों omission is what? Neglecting or refusing to supply food at proper times, that is omission, that is also offense. है कि नहीं? All of you okay here? अरे बोलो हाँ. ठीक है, that is what act given there for in respect of बच्चों crime है, but at word is used in respect of crime or offense. हुआ? चलो. Affidavit, kind of, please by heart this थोड़ा सा. Okay, many times बच्चों we give affidavit to whomsoever it may concern, or you are giving kind of a certificate to somebody. Over there बच्चों you give it as an affidavit, generally on 100 rupees or 500 rupees stamp paper. It is like a declaration. It is बच्चों like a declaration. So please, that meaning, practical meaning you understand, but for syllabus बच्चों you write down whatever is given in the theory, है ना, theoretically. समझा? चलो आ जाओ. So affidavit shall include, okay, so it is inclusive definition. Affirmation. Affirmation means बच्चों positive confirmation. क्या बोला मैंने? Positive confirmation. Positively, है ना, to confirm something. Positive confirmation. All of you okay till here? अरे बोलो हाँ. So affidavit shall include positive confirmation and declaration in case of persons by law allowed to affirm or declare instead of swearing. So can you at least by heart these three words, affirmation and declaration instead of swearing. Chalega? It is in replacement, or you can say instead of swearing. That you at times you go in the court and declare whatever I'll say the truth, nothing else but the truth. So instead of that, you can give what, affidavit. Are ha? So at times whenever you're submitting a document to the court, it is given under affidavit that whatever I'm submitting is true and correct. You're taking responsibility for the document. That is called as what, affidavit. बच्चों सभी को समझा? ऑल ऑफ यू? चलो ठीक है, आगे बढ़े हम लोग. ओके. नाउ एफिडेविट बच्चों इज द रिटन स्टेटमेंट confirmed by oath. That means you are liable for it, whatever you're writing in the affidavit. Or confirmation, positive confirmation for use as evidence in the court or before any authority. Before means you are in front of any authority. It can be tribunal or other courts or anybody. हुआ? चलो आगे बढ़े. It is all time pass. आ जाओ. Commencement. Commencement means what? The particular section or particular act comes into force. You have to use that word only. Okay, comes into force. That means from when it is effective. क्या बोला मैंने? From which when it is effective. Clear? We have done much contract act, sale of goods act, LLP, this and that partnership. So we always know it is effective from which date, or even income tax act for that matter. So commencement means from the day from which the act particular comes into picture or alive or has power. Clear? So now tell me whether the date of commencement will be given in the act itself. If yes, then it will be effective from that date itself. It can be prospective or it can be retrospective. अरे हाँ यार, I hope you understand meaning of both of them. ओ नालायक को समझ रहा है कि नहीं? It can be prospective or it can be also what? Retrospective मतलब क्या? It can be effective from a future date. You have passed it now, but it's effective from a future date. Or it is also possible that it is applicable from backdated. It is applicable from what? Backdated. समझा कि नहीं समझा? All of you okay here? However, please pay attention, very important. And you have to give answer for the same. If the date is not given in the bill, if the date is not given in the bill from when it is effective, if the date is not given in the bill from when that particular bill is going to be effective or act is going to be effective, then what will we take as date of commencement? Answer दो सब लोग, टाइप करो कमन फटाफट. Anybody? Bhavya, very good answer. Kamthi, very good. Very good, Shkriti, Siddesh, very good. The date on which President Bachu gives the approval. That is by default now. I think this should have been very much clear to all of you. Okay? The date on which Bacho President gives the approval. समझा बच्चों? All of you okay here? Very good. समझा? हाँ. चलेगा ना? So commencement means shall mean the day on which the act or regulation comes into force. And here also let me tell you one more thing. When we say shall mean the day, it means day starting at 12 a.m. Law does not recognize partial day or half day or any kind of number of hours in a day. When we see the day means always, whenever in law, when we say day means about 24 hours. समझा? So even if the president signs at 10 a.m. in the morning, we will not say the act has come into power from 10 a.m. We will see it is come into power from that entire day, from morning itself, 12 a.m. itself. Okay, everybody? याद रहेगा? चलो बढ़े आगे. Come into force or entry into force is also commencement, refers to process biology. ठीक है, हो गया. Document by heart. फालतू बच्चों definition, but you have to by heart. Shall include, again inclusive definition. Any matter, anything written or expressed upon any substance. It can be even a photograph. It can be bachcho computer files. It can be a painting. Okay, it can be anything inscribed on any material, paper, metal, whatever you can see or anything besides you. है ना? Even what you can say, sticker, everything is what? Document. Upon any substance by means of letters, figures or symbols. है ना? Any kind. It doesn't matter. It has to be letters only. It can be symbols also. Okay? Or by more than one of those means which is intended. But what is the purpose but of recording the same? Which purpose is what? Recording the same. Are हाँ या ना? So photograph is also बच्चों, you can say data, any matter on any substance, even if it is printed or not printed, for the purpose of what बच्चों? Record. Clear here? So please by heart this definition document. Anything, any matter written बच्चों upon any substance by way of letters, figures, marks, or any combination thereof for the purpose of recording. These are your elements, important 4 elements. Samjha? That which will be called as document. Please by heart or underline these examples. I think I told you in our batches also. I always rely more or give more attention to all the examples. Such kind of hidden examples are given in study material. These are very, very important. You never know what any kind of questions can be asked out of it. Okay? They can ask you a direct plain simple question. Whether computer files are document. Kindly give the definition document and kindly give the justification whether the computer files are to document. And here you can see the examples. Yes, it is a document. Okay? So book, file, painting, inscription, anywhere which matters written anything, or even computer files are all documents. However, it does not include important. These small things, guys, small things. That's why I'm being very, very sincere about ICS study material in small examples. It does not include Indian currency notes. याद रहेगा सभी को? All of you okay clear? बढ़ू क्या मैं आगे? ठीक है? Enactment means the law. So enactment shall include a regulation. Okay? Would include बच्चों any act. So that is completely fine बच्चों. आगे बढ़े हम लोग. Nothing greater than enactment. Rules and regulations are nothing but a species or a category, okay, of legislation, of law. Okay? The legislature, instead of enacting the same itself, delegates the power to the other person. So for example, income tax. The income tax act bachcho may be done by parliament, but CBDT bachcho has the rules to make the rules. CBDT bachcho has the power to make the rules. Okay. Whatever is enacted by the delegate of legislature is also enactment. I have written bachcho example here also. That means example bachcho what? Rules passed by CBDT. Please understand. Generally, law making power is with whom? Parliament. So yes, agreed. The law is made by parliament. But parliament also gave power to somebody else to make the rules. Samjha kya? So now using that power, any rules are made. Even that which rules will be called as enactment. Or you can say approved by the parliament. मान लिया जाएगा. It will be deemed. Did you understand? Everybody tell me. Clear na बच्चों? All of you okay? Shikha, Shashant. बढ़ा के कामठे, आर्य, अनीशा, पाटिल. बढ़ा के हम लोग. चलो. Financial year. Question is never asked in GCA from GCA point of view, but you never know. But I always highlight this into my students always that in Companies Act, I am repeating, but in Companies Act, the word financial year is defined from year end point of view, that the financial year ends on 31st March. But between GCA, the financial year which is defined from starting of the day. Okay, means year which starts on 1st day of April. And again further, they have given you meaning of the word year. So year means what, bachcho? Check here. Which starts from Jan to December. Simple meaning of the word year means calendar year, which starts from Jan to December. हुआ क्या बच्चों? All of you okay earlier? अरे बोलो हाँ. So this is all time pass. Calendar year means what बच्चों? Calendar year means what? Calendar year Jan to December. Financial year means what बच्चों? April to March. चलेगा? I have no option for this good faith. But I've done 2 star because बच्चों the point is here you have to do what? By hearting. समझे बच्चों? All of you clear or no? You have to बच्चों by heart here. चलेगा? Everybody. Good faith. 322. A thing shall be deemed to be done in good faith. There is no mens rea. There is no wrong intention. There is no purposely doing something wrong. Okay. If it is in fact done honestly, sincerely, है ना बच्चों? Use the word honestly. Whether it is done negligently or not. Did you have any mens rea? Mens rea, I hope you remember the word mens rea. है ना? Did you have any kind of guilty mind here? Answer is no. Clear or no, everybody? चलेगा? So please by heart this. A thing shall be deemed to be done. Something is done. So it will be understood or deemed that it was done in good faith if it is done honestly, even if it is done negligently. Okay, honesty is important over there. Sorry. The question of good faith under GCA is one with the fact, but it depends on case to case basis. It is to determine whether refers to the facts and situation of each case. Thus, anything which underline, anything done with due care and attention, which is not malified. Malified means again bad intention, wrong. So they're saying that and anything done with due care and attention from your own point of view. That if you think you are sufficient, you have taken sufficient care, you have taken sufficient care and attention, even if it is falling less, it is falling shortfall, but which is not malified, not no wrong intention, is presumed to have been done in good faith. Okay, if you have done something which was not with wrong intention, it will be deemed that you have done it in good faith. An authority is not acting honestly where it had a suspicion that there was something wrong and did not make further inquiries. That means auditor, police officer, assessing officer, if at all they would have found some doubt and they have not done further investigation, then we will say they were liable or it was not in good faith. है ना बच्चों? आगे. You have to write down this name, Maung Upu versus Maung Si Maung. Because what happened, what I've seen in my given compiler, these names are repeated in answers. Okay. See, again, if I go good faith is not defined in Indian contract, that is completely okay. चलेगा? आगे बढ़े हम लोग. Again, nothing is said to be done in good faith, which is done without due care and attention. That be same thing. You should do what? You have to give due care and attention. Check your active voice and passive voice. Sometimes they say you have to give due and care and attention, then it is good faith. And then they give negative statement. Okay? Then this goes what? Negative statement. Samjha? Anyways, as is expected with a man of ordinary prudence. Check karo. Please underline this or by heart or screenshot. Your mercy. Okay? Due care or attention as expected with a man of from a man of ordinary prudence. That is what you call as what? Good faith. Due care and attention as expected with a man of ordinary prudence. चलेगा? बढ़े आगे हम लोग. Government, underline, bold. Question was asked in MCQ. That's why I'm highlighting. Whenever you use the word is used, government means who actually? Central government or state government? Answer is both. Very important, but this is very important. I am not shouting today, but please understand this is very, very important. Okay? Government or the government shall include both CG as well as SG. Okay? Hence, wherever the word government is used, it will include central as and state government both. Very, 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 very important. समझा? Is it okay? आगे ये भी बाहर कर लो बच्चों. Immovable property. समझा? Immovable property. Very important. This is what you use in many places. समझा क्या? This is what you use in many places. बढ़ा गया हम लोग बच्चों? All of you okay? Immovable property shall include land, no doubt about it. Benefits that arise out of land. Can I call it as minerals, coal, mines, whatever we can get under the ground, So somebody has a mining rights. Can I call that rights as immovable property? Yes. Then things attached to the earth, plant and machinery, building. If plant and machinery, if obviously it is fixed, Let me use the word here, building only for this example. Or permanently fastened to anything attached to the earth. A water tanker on building. A water tanker means water tank by itself can be movable. But once it is attached to building, the building itself is immovable. So anything attached to immovable is also immovable. Wow, 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 wow. समझा कि नहीं समझा? Okay? हे माँ माता जी. So क्या बोला बच्चों अपन? What did we say? Land. Then benefits which arise out of land. Then what did we say? Things attached to earth, na? And anything permanently fastened means fixed to anything which is attached to earth. हुआ? आगे बढ़े? चलो. Where in any law the definition of immovable property is negative or not exhaustive, the definition of GCA will apply to the expression given in that act. Okay. In any of the laws, in any of the other acts, the definition of immovable is in the negative. That means any other act now we want to interpret, they are giving definition of the word immovable property was what? That this is not immovable, that is not immovable, so and so is not immovable, and not exhaustive. That means they are not finishing it off. Then the definition of GCA can definitely be used over there. In Shantamai versus State of Bombay, the Supreme Court pointed out that trees must be regarded as immovable property because they're attached to or rooted in the earth. So, bacho, again, we have one more example of which one trees are immovable property. This you and me obviously common sense also know, but lawfully, legally, it is also given the same position. An agreement to convey means again use, transport. Forest produce like tendu leaves. I think you have in TCS also. TCS में है ये तो income tax में है ना. Timber, bamboos, etc. The soil for making bricks. The right to build on and occupy the land for the business purpose. Okay. And the right to grow trees and to get leaves from those trees. Okay. And grow further trees are all part of immovable property. All these rights are immovable property. Please read it once more time. Okay, to convey means what? Produce. And use what? Bacho? Tendu leaves. Or use means produce. And take away. Tendu leaves. Timber. Tendu leaves. Okay, leaves you're talking about. But that leaves is coming from tree. And that tree is bacho immovable property. Hai ki nahi? Timber, bamboos, etc. The soil, if you have right to take away the soil for the purpose of making bricks, soil is going to come from land only. The right to build on and occupy the land for business purpose. The right to grow new trees. These are all बच्चों benefits arising out of land. समझा क्या? They are all बच्चों part of what? Immovable property. ये important है. These examples बच्चों are important. समझा क्या? Please tell me फटाफट. और हाँ या ना? बच्चों समझ रहे हो? All of you? I think आज थोड़े ज़्यादा लोग हैं ना, थोड़े से ज़्यादा लोग हैं. I think we have 5 people more today because of what GCA. I don't know. फट्टी के बच्चों, हमारे बच्चों बहुत फट्टी है बहुत GCA से या इंटरप्रिटेशन से. बोलो बच्चों. What is the most challenging chapter overall in the entire syllabus? Companies Act and other laws. Everybody, which chapter you dislike the most, hate the most? If you're saying other laws, then please don't take it as an opportunity to give May 24. Okay. We don't have these. I mean, this will be DC and interpretation are continued, but negotiable and contract we don't have again henceforth in future. Okay. कौन सा चैप्टर था तुम्हारे? What which is the chapter you hate the most? हाँ, everybody. Interpretation. करेंगे. Let's finish off that. चलेगा. Kirti, NI. Negotiable is like out of the world, so that's why please finish off that negotiable. Luckily, it is not there for inter students henceforth from May 24 onwards. Okay, but don't take that as an motivation. Okay. Acha Shika. Acha Kamte, you also. Chapter 4 is very lengthy. Correct. Share capital and debentures. Correct. बढ़िया गेम लो बच्चों. चलेगा? आ जाओ. Then an interpretation. Okay, I think then we should have done interpretation only, na? Okay. चलेगा. Then let's. कितना टाइम है इसको? एक दो हो जाएगा बच्चों ये. Otherwise Sunday तो we have agreed on it. Sunday तो we have to do ना. If some part is remaining of interpretation, we'll continue that on Sunday. चलेगा? How many more days you have for your this बच्चों? Marathon and all. It is going on till what? 26 or what? Is it? It is going to go until what? 26th बच्चों, is it? मतलब I hope it is not going to clash with our timetable on Sunday. अच्छा, is it? So Sunday, what time you have your own lectures? Sunday. I think I don't remember these things, but मैं देखना चाहिए था. Do I have it here? I think I have it in my notebook. Oh, sorry, mobile phone. Sunday, are you guys free or no in evening then? तुमने मुझको भेजा था टाइम टेबल, देखता हूँ मैं. Otherwise, it will be clash of timings, ना. Sunday, do you have बच्चों Sunday? एक मिनट, let me just quickly shed it here. एक मिनट बच्चों, please hold on. Patience. टाइम टेबल तो है ही नहीं मेरे पास. Anybody has टाइम टेबल? देखना पड़ेगा मुझको भी. टफ. ठीक है. Let me know, okay, Sunday, otherwise बच्चों Sunday we are going to take na in the evening. So let me know your Sunday schedule. Okay, everybody. What are we going to take on Sunday? RTP. Agreed or no? अरे हाँ या ना बच्चों? RTP लेना है अपना को, है ना? Alright. चलो आगे बढ़े हम लोग. मुझको मिला नहीं टाइम टेबल. It must be there on my WhatsApp chat with somebody, but याद नहीं मुझको. दूसरा, right of way to access from one place to another. So will come in the definition of immovable property. Star mark this important. Right of way to access. Okay. That means somebody बच्चों has a you can say authority. Okay अभिजीत. Okay. तो टाइमिंग तो सुबह रहेगा. I think after 6 p.m. is accounts on Sunday. Oh my god. ठीक है. Then we have to decide something बच्चों. चलेगा. ठीक है. Right of way to access from one place to another बच्चों is immovable property. But right to drain water is not immovable property. Okay. Any machinery fixed to the soil, standing crops can be बच्चों regarded as immovable property as per GCA. Okay, everybody, please analyze this. Is it in the evening, Shikha? Okay, Sri Raksha. 2.5 hours. But at RTVs, we will require at least 2 hours minimum RTV to discuss. Even if you're going to take the amendments also. Amendments are not there as such very much important. But still, we will require. Because Sunday, I have my other lectures also, regular batch. From morning 9:30 a.m. to 4-5 I was thinking. That's why I was going to give a sessions in the evening. Okay, as per your something timetable, I have to fix something. Then I'll check. Otherwise, I will take. Okay, and then you can watch a recorded. Something like that we can do. है ना? ठीक है? Okay. चलो यहाँ पे प्लीज यहाँ पे हाईलाइट करो बच्चों. प्लीज अंडरलाइन दिस. इम्पोर्टेंट. फटाफट कमन चलो जल्दी अंडरलाइन करो. कमन जल्दी बच्चों. Right of access from one place to another बच्चों, that is immovable. ठीक है? But right to drain is not. Drain water is not immovable property. Very important. Right to access a particular location. Otherwise you are blocked. Okay? I'll not go into the diagram and all right now. ठीक है? But you can't drain water in somebody else's property. Okay? That is not your right. Right to drain water is not immovable property. But right of way to access from one place to another बच्चों is immovable property. चलेगा? चलो आगे बढ़े हम लोग. Imprisonment is okay. Indian law is also okay. Aja. Month is also again British calendar month, nothing. Movable property means whatever any kind of property except immovable. Simple. Easiest. है ना? हाँ. Examples. Thus any property which is not immovable is movable. Example, debts, shares, electricity are all movable property. हुआ? Official gazette. Because this word is always used ना, that a particular act has been declared in an official gazette. है कि नहीं बच्चों? हाँ. Means the Gazette of India or official gazette of a state. Because even the states can have their own acts. है कि नहीं बच्चों? The Gazette of India is a public journal and an authorized legal document of the government of India. बराबर है? Published weekly so and so. Okay? As a public journal, the Gazette prints official notices from the government. समझा? आगे बढ़े हम लोग. Writing includes printing, lithography. Lithography बच्चों was of stone printing or using stones to print certain things. Okay, lithography. Photography. Please underline this. Writing will include all of these meanings. Even photography is writing. Okay. Including printing, lithography, photography, and other modes of representing or reproducing. Xerox, है ना बच्चों, simply in simple words also we call Xerox or photocopy. है क्या? है कि नहीं? Representing words in a visible form. It means it is tangible for us. Clear, everybody? It is at least visible to us. We can check it, see it. हुआ क्या? That is writing. बढ़े आगे? चलो. Section 5. I have already covered this. Check how. Where any central act has not specifically mentioned in the a particular date to come into force. कुछ समझा कि नहीं समझा? Very important. Any central act which has not given only the date on which it is going to come into force or from when it is effective, then it shall be implemented on the day on which it receives the assent of the Governor General in the case of old acts or earlier acts, forget that. है ना, before independence, etc. Or बच्चों president of the country, president in case of act of parliament. This act is बच्चों 1897 ना, अरे हाँ या ना. So that time बच्चों we did not have parliament and president, etc. We did not have any constitution. That's why बच्चों they are using the word other words also. Okay, Governor General of India, etc., etc. You think बच्चों of what? The day on which it receives assent of बच्चों president. समझा? आगे बढ़े हम लोग. However, important now. Check here. Any specific date of enforcement is given. That is given in the act. Okay, or is prescribed in the official gazette. The act shall come into enforcement from that date only. Okay, till here. See, if dates are not given, then the date on which the president gives approval. But if dates are given, then from that date only it will come into force. It can be retrospective or it can be prospective. Retrospective means what बच्चों bad dated, but prospective means what बच्चों future dated. समझा क्या all of you all okay? अरे बोलो हाँ बच्चा. The highest weightage is contract and then negotiable. And then bacha kucha is with interpretation and your, what you will say, GCA. So around 7 marks you can take around. 7 marks around. 5 to 7 marks. Okay, 5 to 7 marks. हुआ? Everybody okay लिया? चलो. Example. SEBI issue of capital disclosure requirements. Okay, regulation 2015 was issued by SEBI on 14th August, but with effect from 1st Jan 16. So when it was declared, that time itself it was given. That is effective from which date? So here the regulation shall come into force on 1st Jan 16 rather than the date of its notification because it was given from which date it is going to be बच्चों effective. हुआ क्या? No court shall issue a, you can say mandamus means what? Order, court order, with a view to compel means force the government to bring the same into operation on a particular day. No बच्चों court has a power to tell the government that from which day the particular section or act can come into operation. Okay. Supreme Court held the effective date of rules. Date of rules would be when the rules are published wide or by official gazette and not from the date when the rules were under preparation. मतलब rules के बारे में बच्चों they are discussing here कि rules कब से और rules बच्चों from when it will be effective. Again, the date of its publication and not from the day on which it has started making into preparation. This is बच्चों important. I always highlight this, star mark this. आ जाओ. The law takes no cognizance, means recognitions, no importance at all of any bachcho fraction of a day. 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, 20 hours. No. A day bachcho for law is always 24 hours. Okay. Thus, when an act provides that it is come to into force from 1st day of Jan. अगर बच्चों कोई भी एक्ट में बोला है ना, if in any act it is said at the time of public your official gazette and notification that is effective from, let us say, from 1st Jan. Means what? 1st Jan means what? 12 AM 1st Jan. समझा क्या? 12 AM 1st Jan. समझा everybody? All of you okay लिया? COC Gaming, are you still there? हुआ? 12 AM 1st Jan. हुआ बच्चों? Presumption against retrospectively. Because normally, bachcho, it is a bad, you can say manners or you can say bad principles if an act is passed retrospectively because it gives a wrong, very wrong impression in the general public. Okay. So if it is clear cut not given in the act, then we do not assume that it is to be passed from with retrospective effect. Okay. Again, effect of repeal. At times there can be a direct question. So बच्चों at times you have to do by hearting, है ना? Give the answer as it is for that. हुआ क्या बच्चों? Ready? All of you okay? बच्चों all of you okay? बोलो हाँ. Okay Abhijit, thank you for the timetable. एक मिनट बच्चों. Sunday what you have timings? Sunday तो you have only one lecture ना? नहीं दोनों lecture है. This time only. Okay. Yeah, 6 to 8:30 and I am also busy. What about Monday? Monday you don't have anything. Monday you are with me. You have appointment with me on Monday. चलेगा? Something similar timings around 7-8 p.m. चलेगा? Okay बच्चों. All right. Fantastic. So Sunday we will skip. Monday around 8 p.m. we'll start. My lecture gets over around 6:30. 7:30 I'll be back home. So around 8 बच्चों we can start. So around 8 to 10 पकड़ के चलो, ठीक है? Have your dinner early or have your dinner late, whatever it is. Or have your dinner watching the lectures. I don't mind. चलेगा मुझको. हुआ? Everybody? बच्चों? Effect of repeal. Ready? Important. Repeal means what? Removal. There are certain words or sentences बच्चों which you have to by heart. चलेगा बच्चों? आ जाओ. Everybody? चलो. So where any central, please understand, GCA is applicable on central acts only. So where any central legislation or any regulation made after the commencement of this act, means after 1897, repeals any act made or yet to be made, the repeal shall not revive anything not enforced, affect the previous operations. अरे हाँ है ना? The repeal shall not, again here, repeal shall not affect any right, affect any penalty, or affect any inquiry, litigation, or remedy. The simple most point was what? Everybody. What was simple most point over here? That whatever is done under the earlier law, whatever which was done under the earlier law, that remains intact and there will be no effect, or you can say no repercussion of repeal. So whatever was done is done. That cannot be changed even if the act is repealed. Okay? Why, bachcho? Because whatever was done, any kind of punishment given or right given to any party or any kind of order passed on any party, yes or no? So it was done as per the law of that time. That time the law was existing. So based on that bachcho law, you are given the, you can say judgment, anything. Now if the law doesn't exist, if the law does not exist now, does not mean that what you had done earlier was wrong. That's why you will not make any changes so to any kind of judgment, right, order, whatever it is, which was which was done before the repeal of the act. So the repeal does not affect anything which was done earlier. समझा? That is in short, very much short meaning of the entire these 5-6 points. हुआ क्या? Underline. Object of the repeal is to obliterate the act from statutory books. Repeal means as if it never existed. Okay, repeal which means not as if it never existed. Samjha? In Kolhapur cane sugar works, etc. Supreme Court held that Section 6 of GCA. Okay, bachcho, all of you ready with me? Section 6 of GCA applies to repeal and not to omissions, and applies bachcho when repeal is of the act but not of the rule. So the rule is repealed, then this section 6 is not applicable, okay? But if the act itself or the act itself बच्चों is repealed, then section 6 is applicable for that, okay? These questions are asked at times, बच्चों by heart करो इसको. What is the difference between repeal and deletion? Okay, everybody. Repeal means what? बच्चों complete obliteration, means it never existed. It बच्चों what? Tell me what? It never existed. है ना? As if it, check here, look at the wordings. As if it never existed. है ना? Therefore, affecting all incoherent rights and all causes of actions related to the repeal provision. However, deletion which ordinarily takes effect from the date of legislature affecting the said deletion, never to effect total effecting or wiping out of the provision as if it never existed. These are all complicated words. But these two sentences, please keep in mind. Okay, repeal is what? Complete obliteration, as if it never existed, and exactly opposite of that is what deletion. Okay, everybody. I know it is very tough, or at times you can say illogical, but these two sentences are important if at all the question is asked difference between repeal and deletion. And in that case, bachcho, write down this act, they write down this section. Navarangpura Gam Dharmadam Milkat Trust. Okay? If even at least that entire name is not remember, you don't remember. You know? Defendants also. At least this part, at least bachcho. Clear to all of you? But again, look, all of you. Sure. Revival of repealed enactment. That means the once the act was cut off. Once the act was cut off, then you can revive it. Again, reinforce it. Only and only if you follow certain provisions. So the act which you had repealed, pay attention. Okay, in any central act or regulation made after the commencement of this act, it shall be necessary for the purpose of reviving, either wholly or partially, any enactment wholly or partially repealed, expressed to state the purpose. That means you have to tell the reason why you are reviving the repealed act. Only then you can revive the repealed act. Clear? All of you? बढ़ेगा आगे हम लोग. Okay? चलो. In very simple words, in order to revive a repealed statute, in order to what? Revive. That means what? Make it alive. What make it alive? A dead act. You have to make it alive again. It is necessary, bachcho. It is necessary to state an intention of doing so. Doing so means what? Reviving of repealed act. हुआ? आगे बढ़े हम लोग. चलो. Ready बच्चों? Construction of references to repealed enactments. Wow, wow, wow. Where this act or central act made after commencement of this act repeals and reenacts means what? An earlier or older act is dead, and again after a few years or a few decades again you have made it alive without any modification. Any provisions of the old, former means how much old, na? Earlier law. Then any provision of an earlier law. Then references in any other law or any instrument to the provision so repealed shall be understood as references to the provisions so reenacted. Wow, 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 wow. Bouncer? Should I give you a small example or bouncer? Let us say there is Act A. There is some Act A, which is repealed in 1980 and it got revived in 2023. Samjha? Act B is in existence since 1950. So not 2050. Since 1990. Chalega? Act B is in existence, everybody. Sorry, yaar. Ek minute, give me wrong example. 1950 is okay. I'll write on here one more date, created or in force or commencement from 1940. This is better now. Chalo. There was what Act A, which was started in the year 1940. It got repealed in 1980 and it was again revived in 2023. And there was another Act, Act B, which itself was started in 1950. Okay, so no issues about Act B. Act B has some, you can say, provisions which gives reference to Act A. Reference, समझते हैं reference? For example, your company's act does not define the word securities. I hope you're aware of that. For example, what? Companies act does not define the word securities. Why? Everybody? Anybody can give me a reason? Why the Companies Act does not define the word securities? बोलो बच्चों. Everybody? Why the Companies Act does not define the word securities? Because it refers the definition of the word securities to SCRA, Securities Contracts Regulation Act. What does Company Act say? That we are not going to define the word security, but we will just give you reference of what will be the meaning of what will be the meaning of securities. And for the meaning, you can go and refer to SCRA. That is what is mentioned in Companies Act. I am telling you obviously in very simple language. So a reference is done by, it is SCRA, Kirti. Okay, bachcho? Sorry. So a reference bachcho is made by Companies Act to SCRA. समझा क्या? Similarly, here in this example, come back bachcho in this example. If Act B refers any matter to Act A, okay, from 1950 itself. However, the Act A bachcho got repealed in 1980 and got revived in 2023. Okay, bachcho. So the reference now, when it is revived, okay, bachcho, when it is revived, the reference of Act B, okay, will be done to immediately bachcho automatically to 2023. So whatever is mentioned in Act B will be understood as bachcho whatever is given in Act A in the year 2023. Okay, so check. Any provision of a former means what bachcho old be understood as reference to the provision so reenacted or means revived or new one. Okay. There can be use of the same Vaishnavi. It is possible. I had done this case. I think you're talking about section 6A, na? I had done a part of the same. I'll send a link if possible, okay? Especially, I had taken it for section 6A. Just remind me once on YouTube, on WhatsApp. I'll cut the part from that video and share as reasoning for 6A. Okay? It will still have some effect. That's why it continues. Okay? Here, I think you're talking of this. Where any central act made after commencement of this act, etc. Okay? Repeals any enactment by which the text, this one you're talking about, no? Text of any central act was amended by the express omission, insertion or substitution of any matter, then unless is unless is exception, repeal shall not affect the continuance of such any such amendment made by the enactment so repealed and in operation at the time of such repeal. I will, if at all, I'll make a separate video on this, or I will share that my earlier lecture on YouTube, specifically only for section 6A. Okay, आगे बढ़े. चलो. Commencement and termination of time important. Here, bachcho, you will know the understanding and meaning is okay, but the wordings are important in your answer. Okay. In any law, it shall be sufficient for the purpose of excluding, pay attention, excluding the first day in a series of days or any other period of time to use the word from. Okay. So whenever bachcho use the word from, then you bachcho don't include that day, na? So you exclude. And for the purpose of including the last day in the series of the term of time to use the word to. So when you use the word from, you exclude the first day. Please underline this or please write down this. And when you write the word to, then you include the last day. Chalega? All of you okay, Delia? Shika, Kamte, Anisha, Arya, Shashant, whoever are there online. हुआ क्या बच्चों? एवरीबॉडी आगे बढ़े हम लोग. This will be useful in case of your dividend declaration date. Okay, the date on which the dividend is declared. The date on which the dividend is declared. That day we don't include, na bachcho. Whenever we want to find out the time limit for depositing in bank account or due date for payment of dividend, for that we don't include the day of dividend declaration. Clear? Chalo. Computation of time. Ready? Where by any law or regulation, any act or proceeding is directed. I mean, any you can say matter. Okay, proceeding means legal dispute or legal matter. Is a director allowed to be done or taken in any court or office on a certain day or within a prescribed period? Then, if the court or office is closed on that day for any reason, or the last day of the prescribed period, the court is adjourned for 45 days. For example, the court is adjourned for 45 days. That means on the 46th day you want to go to the court. But even on 46th day, what is happening? The court is closed. The act or proceeding shall be considered as done or taken in due time if it is done or taken on the next day afterwards on which the court or office is open. Next day afterward means what, bacho? It is bacho a little bit opposite of your negotiable instruments. Are hai na? If in normal case, again in normal case, the negotiable instruments falls due on a holiday, then what do we do? Postpone it or prepone it. Normal, I said normal holiday. Normal holiday, bacho, negotiable instrument, bacho, what do we do? Postpone or prepone it? Bolo fatapat. We bacho prepone it. Normal holiday. But here, bacho, what do we do? Here, bacho, what do we do? If the court is if the court is closed, you can't prepone, na bachcho, common sense. Then what will you do? Postpone to the next working day. Samjha? All of you okay earlier? Bolo fatapat, are हाँ या ना? हाँ. So negotiation instrument bachcho normally regularly bachcho what do you do? Prepone. But here bachcho what do we say? Postpone. On the next day afterwards, on which the day on which the court or office is open. याद रहेगा? बढ़े आगे? हाँ. Measurement of distances. So for GCA or any other purpose, wherever the how to calculate distance is not given. Okay, bachcho? In any other law, how to calculate distance is not given, but the distances are used. Okay, I mean, for example, if I give you agricultural income, over there we bachcho follow na. What do we see? Agricultural income, how far it is, etc., etc. Okay, agricultural land. But over there, the instructions are clear cut given. Measure aerially. Here, I mean, if at all in any other law, it is not given how to measure the distance. How will you measure the distance? You will calculate the distance in a straight line on a horizontal plane. In a straight line on a horizontal plane, the same way which we used to do in school. We used to have a map, then we can check the distance by scale. Are so horizontal line on a straight plane. So no mountains, no valleys, nothing you will see. It is same up some approach road is there or not there, nothing. You will calculate distance, but what? On a straight line on a horizontal plane. Clear है बच्चों? All of you okay clear? बढ़ो आगे. So any distance for the purpose of so and so, the distance shall be measured in a straight line or a horizontal plane. याद रहेगा? Duty to be taken on pro rata. Okay, so check. Whereby any act now in force or hereafter, etc. Any duty of customs, okay, imports, etc., or excise, production, or in the nature thereof, similar, is leviable on a given quantity by weight, measure, or value of any goods or merchandise, then similar duties which are also applicable or as per the same rate on a greater or lesser quantity. Okay, bacho? Means what? If the rate is, let us say, in petrol, let me petrol also we do now, bacho, same common sense. If bacho, petrol is rupees 110 per liter, अरे हाँ या ना, and if at you take 1.5 liter, clearly you're going to pay something almost what 160 rupees something. Yes, everybody. But if you take half liter, you'll pay something around 52.5 or 55 something. Yes, everybody till here. Got till here. So pro rata means what, bachcho? Proportionate. Simple. Pro rata means what, bachcho? Proportionate. याद रहेगा? All of you. अरे बोलो हाँ. Very important. Next one, which is very important. Question was asked, and I think it will be asked again now. 2-3 attempts back बच्चों this question was asked on gender and number, specifically gender. So I'm hoping I think it will be asked again. Okay बच्चों, ready? सुनो मेरी बात, very important, very important. In all legislations and regulations, unless there is anything, unless को मारो गोली, unless is always exception, there is anything repugnant in the subject or context, words giving the meaning of masculine gender shall be taken to include females. Because in lots of the word, but what do we say? He may do so or he may do that. So the he, wherever the word he is is referred, includes she. Hi Anna, everybody. So check. Words importing the masculine gender shall be taken to include females. Okay, everybody? So male bachu includes female. Okay. But she bachu does not include he. Woman's bill, common sense. Woman's bachu bill is given for whom? Woman's only, na? Hi Anna. So words in singular. Singular means what? A company, a share, etc. Shall include plural and also vice versa. That means if the law is applicable on singular, the same law is also applicable on plural sense. And if the law is applicable on plural sense, but it is also applicable on the singular sense. Important. Okay, but please write on this. He includes she, but she does not include he. So male includes female. Okay. But female does not include male. Okay. All of you okay? लिखा गया तुम लोगों ने? Are you guys writing down? Online वालों सिद्धेश, Bangalore, Udupi, Pune. Anybody else from any other city? Kindly comment. Okay. बढ़े हम लोग आगे बच्चों. हाँ. बढ़ेगा आगे. Ready बच्चों? In accordance with the rule that words giving masculine gender are to be taken to include females. Okay. The word men may be properly held to include women. And the pronoun bachcho he. These days people do it on Instagram, he, her, they, etc. So here was same thing as per law. He includes she. Okay. He and its type, he, his, him, okay, shall be understood to be referred to any person, whether male or even female. So the words his father and mother bachcho will be understood as to include her father and mother also. Are हाँ है ना? So bachcho, daughter is held liable to maintain her father who is unable to maintain himself. समझा कि नहीं बच्चों? If the law is bachcho applicable on male, it is also applicable on female. But if a law specifically is applicable on female, then it is bachcho not applicable on male. हुआ गया? Okay. But a general rule in section 13(1) has to be applied with circumstance of the including laws, etc., with matters of succession. The words male, if it is written, okay, were not interpreted to include females because the word clearly mentions they are male. समझेगा बच्चों? और पे ओके लियो? अरे बोलो हाँ. Where are words giving a common gender? This was asked in the paper. Where are words giving a common gender is available, but the word used conveys a specific gender. है ना? There is a presumption that the provisions of GCA do not apply. The word bullocks, bull मतलब क्या बच्चों? Bull. Okay. Now look now, bull and cow are they same बच्चों? Absolutely not. If at all they wanted, they would have used the word cattle, etc. ना cattle or whatever it is, cattle, etc. But they are being very, if it was a gender neutral word was available, na, like cattle. Clearly everybody. But if they are being very specific, they want to use the word bull, then here they are very, very gender specific and they don't want to interpret the other gender. Okay, so check it. This question was asked. So the word bullocks could not be interpreted to include cows. Bullock cart will not include cow cart. Hi, na, everybody. So what will you write in the answer? You will write firstly, whenever you want to write the answer, first you will write this part. In all laws, okay, words importing masculine gender shall be taken to include female. So this part please बच्चों by heart. लिख के दोगे इधर अच्छे से. This part बच्चों at least by heart. The word importing masculine gender shall be taken to include females and words in singular important. Okay, questions are there on this, okay? Words in singular shall include the plural and vice versa. हुआ? All of you बच्चों बोलो. मजा आया कि नहीं आया? बढ़ेगा आगे? All of you okay ले लियो? Okay. powers, and these are all time pass things. Powers conferred. Conferred means given to be exercisable. That means you can use it from time to time. Oh, bachcho. Oh God. A police inspector is given a gun for a show off. No. So does he have power to use the gun? Yes. Does he have to take bachcho permission all the time before using the gun? No. You can use it bachcho as and when the occasion requires. Are ha ya na? Everybody okay till here? That is very much common sense. So the power is given by any law, hai na? So by any law, central act, power is given. Then bachcho, that power can be used from time to time as occasion requires. Clear till here? आगे बढ़े हम लोग. आ जाओ. Power to appoint, to include power to appoint ex officio. Ex officio means you're appointing a chair or a person or an office. Okay, officio means what office, so check. Ex officio is a Latin word which means by virtue of one's office or position. Example, bachcho, I always give you GST Council chairman. Who is the bachcho GST Council chairman? All of you. Type. बोलो बच्चों. Who is the GST Council chairman? Everybody? बोलो. Come on, everybody. Come on, guys. बोलो बच्चों. Anybody else? Or you can say, who are the members of GST Council? I hope this was a very simple question, by the way. Finance Minister of Union. Okay, Union Government. Central Finance Minister, bachcho, is what? Chairman. And who are the members of GST Council? Finance Minister of the state. Now, Srujana has given answer. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Correct. Now the point is, bachcho, Nirmala Sitharaman is not appointed because of her stature, or you can say her experience. She is appointed as chairman of the GST Council only because she is a finance minister of Union Government of India. What does that mean? Her appointment was not of as a person. Her appointment was of the office. What office you are talking about here? Finance Minister of Central Government or Union Finance Minister. So check. Whereby any law, a power to appoint any person to fill any office or execute any function is given. Okay? Then any such appointment may be made either by name, then appointing Nirmala Sitharaman ji, by name, or by virtue or because of, or you can say by office, appointing an office. That means whoever will sit in that office, but will be automatically appointed. Kuch samjha ki nahi samjha? All of you, tell me fatafat. Give me a thumbs up if understood. Everybody. Or tell me bachcho not understood. Kuch bhi rahega, type fatafat. Ex officio is a Latin word which means by virtue of one's office or position. Okay. Provision under this section states that where there is a power to appoint, this is done. Okay. Power to appoint ex officio also as well. So there are two options you have. Appoint somebody with their own name or appoint bachcho the office. And then whoever will sit in that office are automatically appointed. Clearly, everybody. For example, bachcho, IEPF. If you remember in Companies Act, IEPF's audit is done by CAG. The CAG will sign the audit report. Now, CAG is an appointment of office. Na? Whoever the individual person, natural person will sit in the CAG office as the authority for CAG. He is going to actually physically sign the financials. Understood earlier? So, that's bachcho appointment of office. हुआ? आगे बढ़े हम लोग? Good, bachcho, very good. Power to appoint includes power to suspend or dismiss. Power to appoint to include power to suspend or dismiss. That is not just one way power just to appoint. It also includes power to remove. Okay, important. Okay, bachcho. That thing is just you can say repeated. That's why there's no point in going in detail. Substitution of functionary. Substitution. Again, time pass. Check here. In any central act, it shall be sufficient for the purpose of indicating the application of law. Application means use of law. That means applying the law to every person or number of the person on the platform, I mean force, to mention the official title of the officer at present executing the functions. Common sense. That means what, bacho? We are not going to use the name of the person in the act, na? That this person can do something, that person can do something. We say that title, that bacho title, that designation can do something. For example, assessing officer has a right to assessment. Assessing officer, now whoever bacho will be assessing officer, they have a right to do the functions, na? Or they have the authority. Okay, so title means what, bacho? Substitution of functionaries means what? What will be mentioned in the act? The title, the designation will be mentioned. The name of the person obviously will not be mentioned. So it is sufficient to mention the title in the act. Title means what? The designation. Successors. In any central act or regulation made after so and so, it shall be sufficient for the purpose of indicating the relation of a law to the successor. Successor means what? Before or after? After parties. है ना बच्चों? Successor. The one who are going to regulate later on. है ना? The one who are going to overtake the earlier regulation. Relation to of a law to successors of any functionaries or of corporations having perpetual succession to express its relation to the functionaries or corporations. Look at the example. They have given examples over here. Later on the next page, they have given the example, if at all. For this section number 18, example is here. It was held that it is not essential that same statutory authority that started a scheme under so and so act should also implement it. It is open for the successor to implement or continue the same. Okay? हुआ क्या बच्चों? That means a committee or a body which started a particular scheme. It is not necessary that body should remain the same. The body can change or there can be a new body and that new body can implement or revoke or continue the scheme. Okay बच्चों? बढ़ आगे? Similarly, in case under the Preventive Deduction Act, where there is a change in the advisory board after service of detention order. Service means giving of detention order. The new advisory board can consider the case pending before the earlier board. Just because board changes doesn't mean bacho earlier cases will not be continued. The earlier cases bacho will also be continued under the new successors. Hua? Official chiefs and subordinates, a law relative to the chief or superior shall apply to deputies also or juniors lawfully performing the duties of that office in place of their superior. That means sometimes the senior is absent. So the junior bacho has to take the role of senior. So the law applicable on the senior is also bacho now applicable on this junior who is working as a senior in the absence of senior. ऊपर से गया. For example, in school or college, you have principal and vice principal. So someday the principal is absent, but then who will take over the entire college? Who will administrate the college? Vice principal. So vice principal will get the powers of principal for 1 day or 2 days, etc. Till the time he's managing it. Okay, bacho, is he the principal? No. But does he get the power of principal? Yes. He was a subordinate junior? Yes. Doing the work of the senior. So he should also get the power of the seniors. समझे बच्चों? All of you okay till here? अरे बोलो हाँ एवरीबॉडी. थक गए क्या तुम लोग बच्चों? ठीक है ना? This is all time pass. Look over here. Provision as to orders, rules, etc. made under enactments. Section 20, bacho, what does it say? I have given a very small meaning of that. Section 20. Ready, bacho? देखो क्या बोला है, वर्ड्स यूज्ड इन रूल्स, कॉमन सेंस ना, words used in rules etc will have same meaning as given in the act. Rules is coming out of act only. So whatever words are used in rules, whatever words are used in rules, it will be interpreted or understood as per the meaning given in the act itself. Simple. बढ़े आगे. That is what section 2020. Sorry. Let us do something important here. कुछ star mark नहीं है. I'll come to over here. Yes. Miscellaneous. Ready बच्चों? Provision as to offense. Punishable under two or more acts. A particular offense or crime is done. Okay? Offense is, let's not use the word crime. Offense is done. And बच्चों, it is an offense under two or more acts. है ना? It is बच्चों an offense under two or more acts. Example I'll give you. An accountant forged. An accountant बच्चों forged the signature of director using DSC. DSC you remember ना? Digital signature of the director. All of you okay till here? सभी को समझा? Accountant बच्चों misused the digital signature of a director and signed a share certificate. This obviously बच्चों is an offense or crime under Information Technology Act using DSC of somebody else, and also बच्चों an offense or a fraud under Companies Act. और यहाँ so one offense बच्चों, but it is offense under, it is one मतलब one action or crime, but बच्चों it is offense under two or more acts. समझा? Ready? So when an act or omission, doing something or not to do something, that is what offense ना. Okay, is an offense. It is an offense under two or more law. Then offender shall be liable to be prosecuted. It means liable and punished either under. Please underline this word, very important. Either under, under either or any of those enactments. This you have to by heart. But he shall not be punished twice for the same offense. In the code, you will say that he has violated two acts. But that doesn't mean you will serve the punishment twice. The punishment will be given only once, whatever it is. Whatever it is. You may be liable बच्चों under both the acts. But बच्चों punishment will be levied only once. हुआ क्या बच्चों? All of you okay? हुआ? आगे बढ़े हम लोग बच्चों. The Constitution states that no person shall be prosecuted and punished for the same offense more than once. No person, okay? So not allowed. That is what's called as rule of double jeopardy. That means double injury. Jeopardy means what? Harm. So you cannot harm the same person twice. You can harm him only once. Hua? So check here. There is no bar. That means there is no limit to the trial or conviction of an offender under two laws. But there is a limit to the punishment of the offender twice. That means you can't punish him twice. Okay? Check. Offender may be prosecuted and punished under either or both the laws, but shall be liable for punishment बच्चों, shall not be liable for punishment twice. हुआ बच्चों? Where there was in another case where there are two alternative charges in the same trial. Example section 409 of IPC and section 52 of Prevention of Corruption Act. The fact that accused is not guilty of one of the charges does not mean Macho is also not guilty of another. He can be liable of other or vice versa. Okay, everybody? They are independent acts, Macho. So if a party is liable under one act, doesn't mean by default they are liable under other act also. हुआ क्या? All of you okay here? Macho, you all with me? बोलो फटाफट. Everybody? Yes. Meaning of service by post. But will you by heart this? Some sections are very important. Huh? Meaning of service by post. In companies that also, बच्चों, we have to send lots of notices again and again and again to the shareholder or even ROC for that matter. Yes, Celia? So service of, meaning of service by post. Thank you for your all reactions. Thank you so much, guys. Ready, बच्चों? So where any law or regulation requires any document to be served by post. Okay, so any law put some responsibility on anybody, not just company, but to anybody, that you should send. Okay, you should send any document by post. What word is used, बच्चों? Post. Then unless a different intention appears, usko, that is exception. Unless is exception, then the service shall be deemed to be effective. Service is done. Service means what, बच्चों? Delivery. Service means what, बच्चों? Delivery. It is continuously raining only here. Is it raining there, Udupi, Bangalore? How is the weather there? Or is it humid as usual? Huh? बड़े आगे हम लोग, all of you. The service shall be deemed to be effected by or done by the service. Okay, means what? Delivery. If all your conditions are fulfilled. What conditions? Very important. Properly address, common sense. The address of the recipient is properly given, or at least given as per whatever records we have. Prepaying the stamp charges, postal charges, delivery charges by the sender, and posting by registered post. Very, 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 very important. Okay, only and only, बच्चों, if these three things are, you have and over here, no? Only and only, बच्चों, if all these three things are, you guys are satisfied, then we will say the notice has been served. Clear? Everybody okay? Clear? Only and only then the sender is, बच्चों, free from any of the duties or obligations or liabilities. समझा गया बच्चों? All of you okay? Clear? बढ़े आगे बच्चों, चलो. A letter containing the document to have been effected at the time at which the letter would be delivered in the ordinary course of the post. This which we have already done in Companies Act section 20 subsection 2. If it is notice to the meeting, we assume it is delivered in 48 hours. But if it is any other document, if it is any other document other than notice, then what do we assume? It is delivered in the usual course, whatever time it takes. I hope this much is clear. All of you tell me. So it will be at what time it will be delivered, at which the letter will be delivered in the ordinary course of post, whatever normal time it takes. Whatever ordinary time it takes, once that is done or over, then we say yes, it is the delivery is done. हुआ क्या बच्चों? समझा कि नहीं समझा? बोलो फटाफट, एवरीबॉडी. हुआ एवरीबॉडी? बढ़ू मैं आगे. All of you? Okay. This case law is important. In United Commercial Bank, UCB, versus Beeves and Makija, okay? A notice when required under the statutory rules. See, it is a notice sent by whom? The bank. अरे हाँ है ना? So as per whatever rules are applicable on the bank, statutory rules. In the rules it was mentioned, registered post, acknowledgement due. Okay, but however the bank will send post only by registered post only. That means here what is happening? The bank has not followed its own rule. The bank has not followed its own rules. But the bank followed GCA. The who will override who? The special act always overrides general causes act. GCA is given for whom? Only for those cases where there is no clarification or no clarity. अरे कुछ समझा क्या? All of you. Okay. So with your own statutory rules, it was clearly given you have to send notice by registered post acknowledgement due. Then you can't take the defense of GCA that I have honored or I have fulfilled the rules or provisions of GCA. All of you with me, बच्चों? और बोलो हाँ. Everybody, ठीक है? Sorry, I can't take out much voice. That is all 12 hours of teaching, बच्चों. Morning 8:30 a.m. Tomorrow I have 7 a.m. So I'll be sleeping early today. Okay? आगे बढ़े हम लोग बच्चों. संडे प्लान अपना नहीं हो रहा ना बच्चों. संडे प्लान मंडे देन विल डू. ओके, आई होप ऑल ऑफ यू हैव फॉलोड माय चैनल. वो घंटी बजाओ, घंटी, घंटी, यू नो ना, घंटी. है ना बच्चों? Yes. And also share my current videos, I think, which I take in morning. It is in Hindi, actually, Hindi English mix, with any of the students who are preparing for 2024. You can share if at all they are comfortable with Hindi also. Most of you, I think, are comfortable, na? What do you say, Udupi channel? Tell me, Udupi Mangalore. Are you comfortable with English? Shikha, tell me, bachcho. Or not at all? Tell me. बड़े लोग आगे बच्चों. अरे कुछ तो कमेंट करो, नालायक को कमेंट करो, कमेंट कमेंट कमेंट. ओके सृजन, फाइन. चलो. हाँ. Then बच्चों, the protection of presumption regarding service of notice under registered post under GCA is बच्चों not valid. Okay everybody, that is बच्चों what? Not valid. समझा बच्चों? All of you okay till here? Okay guys, okay, fine. Is it okay? आगे. In Jagdish Singh versus Nattu Singh, it was held that when a notice is sent by the landlord by registered post and the same is returned by the tenant. यहाँ पे बच्चों you have study material, you are बच्चों make it by instead of to. There is a error over there. Okay, with an endorsement of refusal. See means what? That landlord sent the letter and here the tenant is बच्चों writing the comment refuse to accept. Okay, does that mean delivery is done or not done? It is deemed the delivery is done. Okay, Kamte. Yeah, I know. Okay, Kamte. It will be presumed that the notice has been served. Very important. Okay, everybody, important. If the tenant or the recipient says refuse to accept, that doesn't mean the delivery is not done. It will be deemed that delivery is done. Okay, otherwise, बच्चों never ever you can send a notice to the recipient, ना बच्चों, है कि नहीं? Same story. If the recipient बच्चों has given the endorsement, not claim is what? You are not claiming it. You are not taking it. Who is not taking? The recipient is not taking it. Or not met means what? Not found at home. अरे हाँ है ना. Okay बच्चों. Then it is sufficient. Again, we will assume that the notice has been served. Clear to everybody? अरे बोलो हाँ. हुआ? Everybody? Have you done these questions? Tell me. Yeah, you want to do it, or will you do it as on your own? Do you want to do question answer from IC study material? Both. Is it others, sir? No, na. We have. I don't know. Cold. Yesterday I had cold. Today also a little bit continued. And voice though yes, because 10-12 hours lectures daily. That's why. So it happens. बोलो बच्चों, question answer you will do on your own or do you want to discuss right now with me? फटाफट बच्चों, comment quickly. Everybody. बच्चों, everybody. बोलो फटाफट. I'm waiting for your comments. बच्चों बोलो फटाफट. Okay, आ रही है. Others, what do you want to say? बोलो फटाफट. All of you comment quickly. Some of them are saying, sir, we will do it on our own. Some of them are saying, let's discuss, sir. हाँ, बाकी लोग फटाफट बच्चों. Everybody quickly tell me. Comment quickly बच्चों. You reply very late यार. Okay. Tanushree, Samita, Siddesh, Kirti, Shriyaksha, Shreya. Okay, Shikha. Okay, fine. You will do it. Okay, chalega. Fine. That has been agreed. but that is for homework for today. Today only you'll read all the question answers of ICAI. कितने हैं वो? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Dividend very easy. 8. This is a direct question, by the way. 9 is what your, again, case study. Fine. And 10. 10 is there. Yes, you'll do it. And these are all actually very easy. Okay. One which I had very much liked was question number 3, which I had given a star mark. Na? Star mark 5 also, bachcho. Okay, star mark. That immovable property is very, very, very important. Okay. Right to catch and carry fish is what, bachcho? Immovable property. But right to drain water is not immovable property. Then the right to access a particular land, access road, okay, approach road is also what? Is also what? Immovable property. हुआ क्या? Question 3 is only question 3, which I'll quickly discuss. This is question number 2 is direct question. One is also a direct question. So question 3 only I'll quickly discuss. As per Provision of Companies Act, a whole-time key managerial personnel shall not hold office in more than one company, except its subsidiary company. Look at the word subsidiary company. Now, subsidiary companies have been written, or subsidiary company which has been written? Company. It means what? Singular. At the same time, referring to provisions of section 13. See, in the exam, they will not give you hint of section 13. This you have to understand on your own, that which section will be applicable. If you're unable to write a section number, that is also okay, but at least write as per relevant provisions GCA for singular and plural sense. Are hai na? So your subsidiary company will mean subsidiary companies also. Are hai na? So look at the exception. Exception. That means, bachcho, can you be, bachcho, KMB in only one subsidiary company or many subsidiary companies? You can be KMB, bachcho, in many subsidiary companies. Because companies meaning will be taken as from plural, bachcho, meaning will be taken even from singular. Okay? Go, bachcho. Everybody okay here? Thus, a whole-time KMP may hold office in more than one subsidiary company. Okay? Because the company which will mean as companies. Singular which will mean as plural. हुआ क्या? All of you okay? आ जाओ बच्चों. Which one we want to start? Interpretation. चलेगा ना? Hey माँ माता जी, we are going to do बच्चे important things. चलेगा? Here बच्चों you have which one those rules of interpretation? Primary and secondary. Mainly primary are important. And your internal and external aids of construction. समझा? Which one is internal, which one is external, then all the purpose of the same. Ready? But हम लोग बच्चों आगे. Some maxims you'll have to by heart, but बाकी का तो बच्चों will manage, है ना? Everybody? So it is advisable. I think Aryan, Abhijit are there. I think we had Anisha. I think we have written in notebook also many times, है ना? Whatever was important. Okay, बच्चों? So please highlight whatever is important. Chalo, ready? Interpretation, I'll say, bachcho, interpretation is like extension of GCA, General Causes Act. So the rules which are given in an act, pay attention. The rules which are given in an act in one single place, the rules of interpretation are GCA. But any other rules which is not in GCA has bachcho been taught to us through the syllabus. समझा? Everybody को समझा what I'm trying to tell you? ठीक है ना? Sorry. What is important, I will do that. Document, either be document. Just now what you did document also in your GCA. अरे हाँ यार. So same story. Any matter expressed or described upon any substance, है ना? By your letters, figures, or any combination thereof. But for what purpose? Recording. That is your much meaning of the word document. Okay? बढ़े आगे हम लोग. Instrument. आ जाओ. Important. Ready बच्चों? Instrument. Okay? चलो. In common language, instrument means a formal legal document. Hey ma mata ji. Instrument includes legal document, okay, which creates or confirms a right or records a fact. For example, like affidavit or agreements or rent agreements, you know. It is a formal writing of any kind, such as agreement. These are all examples. Agreement is an instrument, yes. Deed, partnership deed, trust deed, bachcho are instrument, yes. Charter, any kind of MOA, AOA, bachcho are agreements, yes. Record. Drawn up and executed in a technical form. It also means a formal legal document. ठीक है? बढ़े आगे? चलो. This बच्चों interpretation, if at all you are asked a very bad luck question, and what is interpretation, then this is what you have to print out. Print out means what this chapter little bit I am telling you is about by heart certain things. Okay, everybody. If by chance any direct question is asked, then here we don't have a two option. We have to by heart things. Okay, everybody. आ जाओ interpretation. By interpretation, it is much what is meant process. It is much what process by which the court tries to find the meaning of the legislature through the medium of the words used in the act. So understanding or interpreting the words such that they can much find out what the meaning of the legislature or the intention of the legislature. That headache or that much work is done by whom? Judiciary, court. Okay. Interpretation is process by which the real meaning of the act, and then I told you this thousand times, this much word is up here, intention of the legislature enacting it is found out. Interpretation which can be is used to resolve any ambiguity, means confusion in the law. It is the art of finding out the correct meaning of the words. That is to say, the sense in which the author intended intention again to convey the meaning. चलेगा आगे बढ़े हम लोग. Oh my goodness. चलो. I had made this table. If at all you have, you can also but to make what you can say. Write down some important words with it. General classification of interpretation. You have two of them: legal and doctrinal. Legal means there exists a legal rule of law. If you want, but you can take screenshot. I'll just show it to you properly here. I don't know you're able to see it and is it visible, etc. Okay. If you want, you can take a screenshot. Is it properly visible? I'm not very sure. Okay. But this will be helpful for you to understand all these contents given quickly. Chalega? Everybody okay? Otherwise, you can take two screenshots. Wow, wow, wow. What dimag, what logic I have. Check here. First part. Take the screenshot. Legal means what? There exists actually some legal proper rules to interpret the law. It can be authentic or usual. Authentic means rules given by legislature himself or herself, whatever. Okay, rules given by the legislator itself is what? Authentic, the most authentic source. Usual means what? As per customs or case laws that we can use to understand the meaning. Otherwise, what doctrinal? You can take a second screenshot. Ready, बच्चों? चलेगा? आ जाओ. Take second screenshot. Doctrinal means is to discover the real and true meaning. The meaning is not given and there is no source available to also find the real meaning. So what source or what help can we take? Grammatical or logical? Grammatical means ordinary rules of speech, ordinary rules of grammar. Logical means beyond words to find intention. It travels much beyond the words to find the actual honest intention. समझा? आगे बढ़े अपन. All of you okay clear? चलो. So here this entire page is covered by this table and its small meaning. हुआ? Construction. Okay? आजा. It is also what you art only. It is like very thin difference between interpretation and construction. Okay? Here will they write down also. It is almost used in exchange of each other. These words. Interpretation and construction. चलेगा? आजा. Construction as applied to written rules, statute and document means to determine from its known elements the true meaning. क्या बच्चों? True meaning or the intention of the framers. Framers means legislatures. It is about drawing conclusions beyond the actual expression. It is something like doctrinal, traveling beyond the words given in the act, and to find out the real intention. This is done much by referring to other parts of the law and the context in which the law was made. You know, that means to understand one section, you may have to take much help of other sections. Okay, and the you can say time frame or the process or the mentality through which that act was made, the context in which the law was made. Wow. Aja. With the code bachcho adheres to means what? Fixes to. Plain meaning of the language language used in the legislature, it is interpretation. But where The meaning is not plain. The court has to decide whether the words meant to cover something else. That is बच्चों what construction. So interpretation means trying to find out the meaning as it is. Interpretation बच्चों means it is a little bit going further more process. It is बच्चों what trying to find out the ascertain the real meaning behind it. Okay, हुआ? आ जाओ. Some legal maxims. So as a homework also I'll tell you what you recommend. Whatever legal maxims are given to you, please by heart them at least their meaning. They can give you much very much in the question. They'll give you the meaning and give you two, three, four maxims, three maxims at least, and they'll tell you which maxim satisfies the sentence given. है ना? Check. Normally grammatical, what is the meaning बच्चों? Okay. The court cannot add or modify a single word or phrase used in the law. This is based on the so and so principle. है ना? Meaning, what is the meaning? Clear words need no explanation. अरे हाँ है ना? Clear words बच्चों need no explanation. Clear to all of you? बढ़े आगे? Where the law is clear and unambiguous, there is no ambiguity. The court shall understand it based on its strict grammatical meaning. Okay, there is no dispute in the meaning there is no dispute whatsoever in the acts. Okay, so how will you give the meaning of a word? Strict grammatical meaning. No other jumping or finding its own interpretation. No. Okay. Acha bacha, that is this only keep this maximum in mind. Remaining you can ignore. Acha. Rules of interpretation. Ready, bacho? All of you? Literal means what? The word, one of the strictest one, as the word is it is, as per this grammatical sense. You know? Reasonable means you can extend it or stretch it. Harmonious means bacho, there is what fight, dispute between two or more sections. Then you have to give bacho the effect to both of them. Hidden case or mischief rule, you have to again by heart it. Beneficial construction, when a benefit is given, like some schemes or some quota, etc., then you have to again interpret it liberally. Yes? Exceptionals means what, bacho? It excludes the certain things. It bacho excludes certain things. And adjacent generis bacho is also important. Okay? Adjacent generis means what? When general words is followed by when specific words is bacho followed by general words. Then what will be the meaning given to general words? Hua? Bacho? Acha. Literal construction. It is the cardinal, that means prime rule of construction, that the statement must be understood literally and grammatically, giving the words their ordinary and natural meaning, nothing else. Therefore, the language used in the law must be understood in its grammatical sense. The correct course is to take words themselves and arrive if possible at their meaning without that is okay. Literal means what, bacho? Please underline this. Literal and grammatical meaning or in their ordinary and natural sense. Okay? Underline that. Same thing is repeated again and again. Ordinary grammatical meaning. Samjha? So, normally, where the words are clear and unambiguous, there is no ambiguity at all, no confusion at all, then their natural and ordinary meaning which will be given. That is rule of literal construction. Okay? Okay. Okay. This is there. The principle is based on again which one? Plain words which require no explanation. Just now I think we done, na? Just now we did the same legal maxim. आगे बढ़े हम लोग. चलो. Natural and grammatical meaning. Natural, ordinary, and popular sense must be understood according to their plain, literal, and grammatical meaning. But technical words which will be understood only in their technical sense. For example, bacho what? plant and machinery. Over there, that meaning which will be very much technical. So you have to use it in technical sense only. Okay? Ajo. So first one is fine. Plain natural grammatical meaning. But if the word is technical, then we'll give it a technical meaning only. Okay? Ajo. Next one. Reasonable construction. Reasonable. You have to be reasonable. That means you have to little bit adjust certain things. Okay? What is the legal maxim here? Ultra magus vale comperit. अरे yesterday everybody आगे बढ़े हम लोग चलो. Meaning thereby that words of the law must be understood so as to lead to some sensible meaning. Make some sense out of it. अरे हाँ या ना? Sensible meaning. Okay, everybody? If there are two meanings coming out of that particular disputed word, one is sensible and one is illogical. Obviously, where will you lead to it? Where will you take it? Logical one. Yes, everybody? Words of a statute must be understood reasonably so as to give effect to the law rather than the reduce it to futility. That means that if something effective should be done na, out of that particular law. If at all, but you give the interpretation as a very, you can say, useless one. What is the use? You're wasting the interpretation. So you should, but you try your best to give it a sensible meaning. Okay, everybody. The principle is given in so and so again, legal maxim. Okay. See what is the meaning of that maxim? Words of the statute must be understood reasonably so as to give effect to the law rather than reduce it to futility. And reduce it to futility means it means what? The law should not go to waste. So make some sensible meaning out of it. हुआ? Everybody? बाकी का बच्चों everything over here is all time pass. Unnecessarily बच्चों they have just expanded that overall theory. I highly recommend for other laws, contract, negotiable, GCA, NI. Always go for PYQ, MTB, RTB, bachcho. That is going to give you the best, you can say, hold on other laws, 40 marks. See, we spent a lot on 60 marks on company law also, a lot. Just like in income tax and GST. But we can't ignore GST and bachcho, even that is for 40 marks. Same story here. Even you can't ignore other laws for 40 marks. And to one of the techniques of making your other laws, you can say, good or competitive is by relying on MTP, RTP, PYQ. Because other laws have very little scope. Other laws but have very little scope of amending the questions or making some new questions because they're all old acts. Okay, everybody? So and they'll be in a way but repetitive. So please refer to MTB, RTB, PYQ or my compiler. Okay, everybody? That'll give you a good, you can say, grip on all the past questions. Okay? Aajao. Rule of harmonious. See, in the last month, you do only that much only. MTB, RTB, PYQ. Now, all these revision sessions, or let us say one more week, maximum you are giving for yourself to understanding the concept of revision. Last month, October, bachcho, you do all the PYQ, MTB, RTB only. समझ रहे हो? That will give you an exposure to the variety of questions institute can ask. You know? And एक बार you will see repeated, then you get good confidence that yes, you can manage such questions. हुआ? All of you? आगे बढ़ूं मैं? बढ़े आगे हम लोग? चलो. Rule of harmonious construction. Important, okay? I mean, from practical point of view, I mean, exam point of view, it is important. Okay, बच्चों? Harmony का मतलब क्या? Harmony means what? Peace, है ना? So when there is a conflict between two sections of the act, that time we use this rule. Okay, everybody? Check here. It is the basic rule of interpretation that if it is possible to avoid a conflict between two sections on a proper understanding thereof, it is the duty of the court to understand them such that they are in harmony with each other. Okay? Means they will what? Not fight with each other. Okay? If it is such that there is a dispute, it is court's duty to interpret them such that there is no, you can say, fight between them or no dispute between them. Okay? Check here. Ready? All of you okay till here? The statute must be read as a whole. Common sense. And every provision in the statute must be construed with reference to the context and the other clauses in the statute. That means you read the entire story and then you'll but you understand what are the references and relevance of each other and connection with each other. Okay. A specific rule will override a general rule. This principle is usually expressed by the maxim so and so. Okay. Generally, especially, but non-derogant. कहाँ पे था बच्चों? What they want to say here? Okay. So if it is very much clear, specific rule will override the general rule. Okay, everybody. Sometimes what we have is section 47 of Companies Act. है ना? 47. That section 47 is applicable on all the companies except private companies if mentioned in the AOA. So yeah, that is clear cut given. So if something is very much clear cut given, then with that much overrides the general rule. Or section but you have, let us say, section 126 of Companies Act. I think 126 only, na? Yes, of Companies Act. It says that 126 is applicable, notwithstanding anything given in any section of this act. Yes, still here. So it is very much specific. So it overrides all the general other sections. Okay. Please underline this line, but it is very important. You can use this rule, but which one? Harmonious construction. Only when there is a real dispute or conflict and not merely apparent. Apparent means just on the face of it. Jhuta moota. है ना? If it is just lag raha hai, it looks like there is a conflict. है ना? That time but you can't use harmonies. There has to be a real conflict. Okay? सच्ची में झगड़ा होना चाहिए. Only when there is a real and not merely apparent conflict between the provisions. All of you okay till here? This line question MCQ was asked on this. Okay. So where the words of a statute on a reasonable construction thereof admit to one meaning only, then such national meaning will be prevail. The court shall not attempt an interpretation based on equity and harmonious construction. That is all okay. Okay बच्चों, हुआ क्या? बढ़े हम लोग आगे बच्चों. Look, one section बच्चों can be seeded to another section. How? By using the word subject to. अरे हाँ है ना? यहाँ पे बच्चों use the word A subject to B. That means what? A is applicable only if B allows. Or A is बच्चों applicable till the, you can say, jurisdiction of B. हाँ है ना? If B does not allow बच्चों, then A will not be what you will say applicable or effective. अरे हाँ है ना? बच्चों, all of you okay till here? Everybody, सब लोग हो गए नहीं? Yes? चलो आगे बढ़ू मैं आगे. Notwithstanding, this is बच्चों exactly opposite of subject to. A बच्चों will be applicable notwithstanding B. Have I written somewhere? A बच्चों will be applicable notwithstanding B. That means A overrides B. Agreed or no? है ना? आ जाओ. A clause that begins with the word notwithstanding anything contained in so and so is a non-obstante clause. Yes, tell everybody underline that word. Non-obstante. Okay, they can ask you an MCQ. Whatever is bold already बच्चों in ICS statement, that is important. समझा क्या? Unlike the word subject to, non-obstante बच्चों has the effect of making the other provision, making a provision prevail over others. One will बच्चों will be overriding other. समझा क्या? Everybody, so here you have couple of types. This you can do on your own. Okay, not mentioning anything contained in another section or subsection of the same act. Are you going beyond the act? No. But बच्चों is one section referring to other section or other subsection? Yes. Clear? Fine. Then what बच्चों? Not mentioning contain anything in the law. Entirely overrides the बच्चों what? Entire बच्चों act. अरे हाँ या ना? Example I had given you section 126 of the Companies Act. Then, notwithstanding anything contained in any specific sections of other act. Now you are jumping outside the act, but only to a specific section of another act. So this our section overrides some other section of some other acts. समझा? And last one बच्चों, सबका बाप रजनीकांत है ना बच्चों. So notwithstanding बच्चों anything contained in any other law for timing is force. No, you are listening to nobody. No section of this act. Entire act gone. And बच्चों no particular section of new act. You are not listening to entire acts also now. Okay बच्चों, all everything बच्चों what you are overriding everybody. अरे हाँ यार, yes still here. So the clause will override all other laws. Everybody, everywhere. Thank you, Om. तुम्हारा ही एनर्जी, तुम्हारा ही प्यार है ओम, पूरा दिन सिखाता हूँ, फिर तुमको चिल्लाता भी हूँ, मैं तुमको शांत भी कराता हूँ मैं क्लास में, है ना, उतना पेशेंस भी रखता हूँ मैं। हाँ, अब खत्म ही हो जाएगा वैसे सेशन, 5-10 मिनट में खत्म ही होने को आ गया सेशन। बढ़ गया हम लोग बच्चों। सो हियर दिस सेक्शन बच्चों ओवरराइड्स एवरीथिंग द अदर सेक्शंस एज वेल एज ऑल अदर acts whatever can be possible. Okay everybody, these examples are quite easy to understand. I have told you what all not withstanding can be there. हुआ क्या, चलो, without prejudice important, this we had covered in section 10A of Companies Act, as well as I think section 12 में भी है ये, this is there. The RO registered of ROC sorry Babu can take or any action or can take action, the ROC बच्चों can take action without prejudice to the penalty provisions. That means if the company has done something wrong, penalty will be applicable. But apart from that, over and above that, the ROC बच्चों has power to let us say investigate. So कुछ समझ रहा है कि नहीं? So one section doesn't hurt another section, or you can say one subsection does not hurt another subsection, but that is called as without prejudice, without harming. अरे हाँ या ना? Everybody okay clear? Check here. The particular provision बच्चों will not restrict the general provisions. Okay everybody, आ जाओ. When certain particular provisions, particular means very much detailed, okay, specific, है ना, follow general, that means what, पहले क्या है general, उसके बाद क्या specific, okay, and when it is stated that the particular provisions are without prejudice to general, that means the particular will not override the general, the particular बच्चों will not override the general, okay. So the particular provision would not restrict or circumscribe the operation and generality of the preceding general provision. Preceding means what, पहले ना, पहले क्या लिखा है, general provision, and later on you have particular. And it is written the particular provisions are applicable without prejudice to general. That means particular provisions will not harm or will not override the general provisions. Example 5. Section 4.3 of Companies Act says without prejudice to the provisions of subsection 2. That means 4.3 will not override subsection 2. Are हाँ या ना? Okay everybody. The name of the company as per 4.3 and provision for the 4.2 shall also be operated. हुआ बच्चों? All of you clear? मजा आया क्या बच्चों? मजा आया, मजा 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 एवरीबॉडी. चलो फटाफट कमेंट्स करो, अच्छे अच्छे कमेंट्स करो. Hades rule, then I'm thinking I'll continue on in that next session only. एक काम करते ना फिर, we'll have to take 1 hour lecture for this chapter. Okay, we'll have to take 1 hour lecture for this chapter everybody. That I will upload on my channel. Okay, upload means whatever is the timetable. Please वो घंटी बजाओ मेरे channel की भी. Okay, please that select on that bell icon also, so that you are intimated whether if at all I have scheduled a lecture. I'll send links etc. But still be careful. Okay, and these, I know you might have switched off your phone or whatever, your notification बच्चों may be off, but at least for YouTube and regular channels बच्चों at least you be क्या बोलते हैं, subscribe that bell icon, press that bell icon बच्चों, at least you are notified or intimated ना, तुमको समझ जाएगा, or at least was recorded. So one lecture बच्चों will do for this part of the chapter interpretation that we will cover, चलेगा. Then one lecture बच्चों will do for what, RTP of the current batch including amendment. RTP November 23 कर लेंगे. Okay everybody, कंपाइलर चाहिए तो बोलो. I know I'm promoting it a lot, but I think it is also a very good book. Okay everybody, so if you want you can always बच्चों check the links I have sent you. Anybody else wants the link, always give me a message on this number which you can see on the screen, है ना बच्चों. Everybody okay clear? Interpretation, if I talk about interpretation, there are 26 pages, मतलब almost 50 questions so we have. Negotiable instruments, I have, my goodness, 45 pages, 80 to 90 questions we have of negotiable if at all you want to practice. Okay, GCA कितना है? Abhijit has the compiler. कितना बच्चों GCA is how much? एक मिनट. GCA, how many pages I have in my compiler? GCA is 25 pages. That means almost 45 to 50 questions we have of General Clauses Act. Contract is बच्चों again 43 pages Contract Act. That means you can see there are 2 questions per page. That means there is बच्चों almost 80 questions of Contract Act. Okay, This is the last attempt, so please do not take any risk. है ना बच्चों? And I really don't want you to study new syllabus, this and that. If it is for group 2 and there's only 2 papers you want to give, that is completely fine. है ना बच्चों? That is fine. But don't take with risk with group 1. है ना? Everybody? So if you need compiler, if you have the link, good. Otherwise, you can message me on this number, which you can see on the screen to get the link of the compiler. Yes, everybody? समझा बच्चों? Clear no, all of you? अरे हाँ? Any other doubt? Anything else you wanted to say? Give your feedback, comment, etc. Always share the बच्चों video, like कर दो video को. ये सब छोटी मोटी चीज़ें रहती है ना. Our touch should not go away बच्चों only because of क्या बोलते हैं उसको, the video lectures. As a teacher, I always say to all my students, you are welcome even after 5 years. You are welcome to message me, call me. Okay, बच्चों? It is not just up to exams. It is permanent. I always feel good when students message me after even after 2-3 years or when they become CA. Some students forget, but some students remember. CA final, I agree, is more tough also. It is also tough. So they are busy in CA final studies. They become CA. But yeah, I like it when students message me after a couple of years also after becoming CA. है ना? अभिजीत क्या बोल रहा है? It is not promotion. You are actually saving time. अगर सब कुछ एक ही जगह मिल जाए तो वो अच्छा है. Yes, yes, अभिजीत, agreed. है ना? Keep sharing whatever you want to share. पढ़ाई हो रही है, नहीं हो रही है, टाइम टेबल it is, whatever it is you want to share, talk, है ना? Take it out, whatever it is. Stay in touch is very, very important, है ना? I really liked obviously coming to Udupi as well as Bangalore. I keep on coming for Trisha classes, so I'm really thankful to Trisha classes, Vivek Malu classes also. Nice session we had. Good planning we did. I think we covered, if at all I'm not wrong, at least 70% syllabus we have covered nicely. 60 marks to बच्चे covered. That chapter number 7 is already there on my channel. So please go and watch that also. You can just save later. I think I don't know if the options are there. Save later or watch later. That you can do. है ना बच्चों? And once you are after exams, तो obviously बच्चों will stay in touch, है ना? I'll be coming to Udupi most likely in December. अगर मिलना हुआ तो we'll meet बच्चों definitely in Udupi, है ना? Bangalore students, I don't know. I don't know. Nothing is scheduled yet of Bangalore. I don't know. Okay. Yes. So I hope the sessions were amazing, बच्चों, or at least good enough for you. है ना everybody? Yes. So ऐसे recommend किया करो to your juniors also. Keep sharing the videos. That really helps me also, है ना, to reach to more and more public. चलेगा? So kindly again I'll request you to share the videos of this session also on your WhatsApp status or anywhere else wherever you are active. Thank you so much, बच्चों. This is for you. है ना? You were an amazing students, studying for 2.5 hours daily for theory subject, in spite of studying accounts, costing, tax, etc. throughout the day. है ना? Because law, honestly, बच्चों, becomes very boring and very tough just to read and understand. It is very tough for a teacher also to keep it interactive. Okay, everybody. So thank you so much, बच्चों, for being such a lovely students. And I really wish, honestly wish from the bottom of my heart that you not just pass, but you get good scores also in my subject for law also. 60 plus to बच्चों we can definitely target. है ना बच्चों? Yes. Have good faith in yourself. Have confidence in yourself. What is required, honestly, is only consistency. 10 to 12 hours daily studies. You should definitely target. And be sincere. Sincerity is your most important key which you can have. And after that, whatever happens with result, that is different thing. Acha, Shanoy, you are here only. What? Thank you so much, Shanoy. Are you in Mumbai? Okay, everybody. All of you. So those who might have watched the videos later on, the entire 1 week I've taken, so you can watch this on the whatever channels you're watching. So companies that have covered almost everything. Everybody okay? In spite of that, if you have doubts, then please let me know. You know? So give your best in next 30 whatever days you have now. 30-40 days. Okay, bachcho? You will definitely bachcho get positive result. You don't have to wait for another 6 months and another attempt and this and that. So let's not go only into that, bachcho. Okay, nahi bachcho? Acha, Borivali. Okay. Yeah. Great. और if you got it till here, करोगे ना मेहनत बच्चों, एक बार का ही पढ़ना है. Only once you have to study properly, nicely. Then again you don't have to study that syllabus again, ना. Directly you have to do group 2 or directly in final best, ना बच्चों. You start your articulation and all of that. At least if you clear right now both the groups. है कि नहीं? Right, everybody? चलो गाइस, थैंक यू सो मच। हैव अ ग्रेट इवनिंग, हैव अ ग्रेट नाइट बच्चों। स्टडी वेल, फिर से बच्चों पढ़ाई करो एंड रिवाइज एवरीथिंग, ओके। आई सी यू सून ऑन माय चैनल, सो प्लीज बी सब्सक्राइब्ड and come to everybody as much as possible to the live sessions. चलेगा? I'll see that the sessions are not clashing with your existing sessions. I'll try to see that. Okay बच्चों? So I'll try to avoid any clash. शनाय तू ही बोल दे भाई, मेरे को कुछ नहीं आता है. Alright? चलो अच्छा चलता हूँ. दुआओं में याद रखना. Okay बच्चों? All the best बच्चों. Bye bye. Take care. Have a good nights. Bye bye बच्चों. Bye bye. See you. All the best बच्चों. Good night बच्चों. Bye bye. टाटा टाटा टाटा. आर्य भाऊ धन्यवाद. बंडाळ आभारी आहे. कामठे भाऊ नमस्कार. बी फॉर बिंग सो, थैंक यू फॉर बिंग सो कंसिस्टेंट यू एंड आर्य. बाकी कोई नहीं आया, तुम लोग कंसिस्टेंट थे फ्रॉम स्टार्ट टू एंड फॉर ऑल दी सेशंस. आई हैव नोटिस दैट. मेरा सा काउंट ड्रॉप 2 तक आता था, 2 तो मुझको लगता है ये 2 अपने यही लोग हैं, है ना, राम और लक्ष्मण. आई नो दैट. यस. चलो गाइस एवरीबॉडी, टाटा बच्चों, मिलते हैं हम लोग. ओके, विल सी यू सून, बट आई कंटिन्यू वट एवर इज माइट बी पेंडिंग on respective channels, whatever, wherever it is possible. Okay, चलेगा? ओके बच्चों. ओके टाटा बाय. चलो आई एम स्विचिंग ऑफ नाउ. ओके, चलो पढ़ाई करो एवरीबॉडी. ऑल द बेस्ट बच्चों, ऑल द बेस्ट, ऑल द बेस्ट, ऑल द बेस्ट, ऑल द बेस्ट, ऑल द बेस्ट. वेरी गुड शनाई. यस. अनिशा बाबा गुड नाइट मैडम. बाय बाय, गुड नाइट. शिका गुड नाइट, बाय बाय, थैंक यू. रजत बाय बाय. शशांत बाय बाय, गुड नाइट बच्चों. गुड नाइट, गुड नाइट, गुड नाइट. सिद्धेश गुड नाइट गाइस. तनुश्री, श्रेया, वैष्णवी शेट्टी, समिता, शना एडिट्स, श्रेया, कीर्ति, श्री रक्षा, अवीशा, सृजन. बाय गाइस, बाय 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 बाय. थैंक यू. बाय बाय, गुड नाइट. गुड नाइट गाइस, बाय बाय.